All right. Good evening and welcome to the MT podcast. My name is The Citrus, and to my extreme left you have...
Sirelli in the building, ever so slightly broken, relaxed, chilled, and I'm expecting a comment from Buddy. So let's go straight to him.
And beside Sirelli you have...
Mr. Wileycat DJ, aka the voice of reason.
And to my extreme right you have...
Buddy in the building, aka the truth. I don't know where people are trying to teach other people's slogans.
And we have two exclusive guests with us. One returnee
Yep.
and one newbie. Firstly, can you introduce yourself on my left?
Hi, my name's CJay from Caribbean Sessions Master Band.
Wait. Is that your telephone voice?
Is that your whole thing? Is that your...
Yeah, it's...
You don't have to be so formal, bro. It's not an interview.
Yeah. You know...
You know we've known you for a long time, right?
Why you not put me on blast?
And to my right you have...
I've lost my trail of thought now.
I mean, that's more entertaining than this one.
Just don't do that, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm Paul O'Donoghue from UCOM, aka Mr. UCOM.
Mr. UCOM, I like
Right,
that.
okay, so my introduction. For 60 years, Notting Hill Carnival has been more than just a celebration. It has history, its resistance, the music, the community, the culture, the identity, and the home of British Caribbean culture. This episode of the MT podcast is a celebration of people behind the scenes of Notting Hill Carnival. Those that are on the road, cooking food, playing music, organising steel pan, and enjoying the whole experience. We're sitting down with two relatively new yet powerhouses of Carnival who help bring Carnival to life and talk about what it means from their point of view and their angle. We're going to discuss the pressures, the passion, the politics, the unforgettable moments, and why Carnival still matters 60 years onwards. Welcome to 60 years of Notting Hill Carnival. Now, before I go into any more questioning, because I've got a format I'm trying to follow, ignoring our guests for a second, what does Carnival mean to the rest of the panel?
Brother, I was in harmony. You're supposed to get 3 first. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, I don't understand what you're... Yeah.
So, Carnival, it's an emotional touch. It's freedom. It's going against the grain for us anyway. When we were first introduced to Carnival, it came from a flip side. It was more because we used to play pan, for those who don't know.
Steel pan.
Steel pan, thank you very much. As most people know it, the oil drum, beautiful sound, orchestra. So the band was roughly 30 plus strong members, would you say, Citrus?
Yeah.
And proud to say that
50.
Proud to say they're still going on, Pantonic. So if you ever want to learn to play pan or be part of that community, which is a beautiful community, look them up. We'll probably have their link somewhere in the bio. So big up Pantonic. And it kind of started off for us anyway as a semi kind of social club, didn't it? Kind of after school, something to do. We went there 3 times a week to practice with other people our age. And I think for me, one of the biggest things, and this is like I said, pre-Carnival, was the fact that when you got there was people from Trinidad, there was people from Barbados, there was people, and I'm talking not just people who have heritage from there. I'm talking about people that carry the accent, that smell of the country still. You know, that kind of, so we had a Bayesian guy and his accent was so strong. We spent 90% of the time just teasing him, trying to
work out what the hell
he was saying. And then you've got Trini guys who are fresh from Trinidad coming over to help us with arranging and that kind of stuff. So for me as a person, Carnival wasn't just the 2 days on the road. It was we're learning a tune for Panorama, which is the day prior to Carnival. So we've got this pressure. It's almost like an exam, but not an exam that you sit down to write and whatnot, an exam that you perform to everybody. So we were hyped from, when am I going to say?
April?
Yeah, a little bit earlier than April, because Easter, but from April onwards, we're hyped. We're like, yep, we're going Panyard. There was the social element of it, getting on the bus, 253, down to Camden, catching joke on the bus, socializing, talking about the latest tunes. And one thing that was we were fortunate to have is that in our particular group, we were obviously in that age where we're up to date with everything. The latest tunes in Soca, the latest jungle tunes, the latest tunes on the charts. So we would go to the arranger and kind of try to, I want to say arrange, but influence his kind of inputs in the song. So we'd say, this thing is really good. And he would listen to us. Not necessarily take everything that we said, because we came up with some crazy stuff, but it was an opportunity for us to actually express ourselves and say things. And he would add stuff into the tune that we are ecstatic to play. I mean, we're playing the song he's arranged or whatever, and there's a little bit that he says, you lot wanted to do this. And when that bit came, Sitch is at the back, pulling up his sleeves ready for that bit, and he's giving that little bit of extra. I'm at the back with my bass, and I'm pumped. So it was all of that then led up to that celebration of Carnival, where we were like, okay, because we also played on the road. So you'd play the panorama, get that out of the way, get whatever you rank in the competition and feel good about that. And then after that, it's Carnival, the time to almost celebrate all the hard work that you did for that 3-4 months prior to that. So for me, it was a collaboration of working up to that, seeing Carnival. And at that time, we were much more appreciated. And that's one thing that for me, Carnival's changed a little bit, because a lot of it now is about those big sound trucks and all these kind of things. But we were there with our little pans playing away, and people appreciated it to the point where they used to throw money at us. Like, we'd be playing and all of a sudden coins were dropping. So I'm not going to go too emotional and get too deep into it. But for me, it was definitely that whole, holistic part of that time of year for me.
All right. Thank you. That was actually quite elaborate, and I really appreciate that. Wiley.
Carnival. Carnival for me was Rampage and Westwood. That was Carnival for me,
What does that mean for those that don't understand?
For those that don't know, I used to go to Carnival when I was about 16, 17. And I didn't go to all the Soca because I'm not Caribbean, Nigerian background. But I weren't really going for the whole Soca element of it. I was going because it was a whole festival there, music, everything that was happening. And the main thing for me, get yourself to Rampage, get yourself to Westwood. And at the time when Westwood was, this is talking about the late 90s, early 2000s, he was bringing over the artists, innit? So you had Jay-Z there one year, you had Busta Rhymes there another year. So that for me was what drew me to go to Carnival. After that, you had all the going Carnival for Rampage. That was the main thing for me, going Carnival for Rampage. Get to wherever Rampage was, and that was where I needed to be. But apart from that, yeah, that was me for Carnival. That's me.
Buddy.
I'm going to just say something on regards to what Wiley just said. And something you shouldn't say is because of your background. I feel like Carnival is for all backgrounds, not just...
I'm going to get to that, but
when you make, because you highlighted that, I just thought to myself, I wanted to make that point.
No, but to clarify, I'm going to say that because that's my background. I'm not going Carnival for the same reason that maybe Buddy and Citrus are going, because it's ingrained into them. Or yourself. Buddy Citrus, Sirelli are going.
No, he said he was in the building.
My point is that I wasn't going for that cultural reason. I was going because it was the DJs I wanted to hear and the artists I wanted to see.
Oh, definitely appreciate your answer.
You're allowed to say gal as well, you know.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You're allowed to say it.
No, 100%.
I see you kind of skirting over.
No, 100%. But if you're asking about the main reason why I was going, yeah, everyone at that age of course you're going for girl. But the reason why I would go Carnival, primarily those two people then. 100%.
So, I mean, funny enough, where I was born in West London, and I was kind of going to the Carnival from a very young age. For me, Carnival then was just about going wherever my mum's dragging me to. And it was a case of, you know what, let me find, like, she used to, we got family and friends that are around, so she'd drop me off one of my cousins or someone that I can go around, and I'll just go around there and I'll chill and have fun. As I got older, in my teen years, and probably controversially saying this, Carnival carried a lot of stigma during that time of not going. And not wanting to be in part of Carnival because somebody always got stabbed or something happened, and there was a lot of political reasons. Like, I don't need to go down there to go.
It's like the negative news was quite powerful.
I didn't need to go down there and be a part of that. So I then, as I was growing older, was like, what am I going down there for? To beef. At this point, no interest in soca music. So it was just like, what am I going down there for? There came a time in my life when I then got, I wouldn't say dragged. Well, actually, no, I will say dragged. I got dragged down there to say, yeah, we're going. I went down there and admittedly probably had one of the best times of my life. And it was so good. And we was following floats. Admittedly, I won't expose us now because it doesn't matter. We was jumping floats. We was jumping into bands. We were storming bands. But it was great. It was such an experience to be a part of. It was dancing with people. Like nothing meant more than just the dance. It was just a dance. It was fun. And it changed my views on Carnival and my views on soca at the time. Took me a few years to get to the point where I liked soca music, because I couldn't stand soca music at that point still. I just enjoyed getting drunk and everybody was dancing, so just join in. It then turned into a love for soca music, which I then would play in my car and listen to it. I knew the words. It was like, rah, I actually like soca music. It's a vibe, you know what I mean? It's different, and what they spit and they talk about isn't negative. It isn't kill this person, do this something, da 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 da. It was a lot of positive. It was just fun vibes. It was dancing. It was drinking. It was sharing rum. It was positive for me, and I thought I kind of like that.
Happy music, right?
Yeah, it was happy music, and that kind of brought me to where I got to when I got onto the carnival scene, and then started to be very much a part of the carnival scene and going to soca raves and like, I suppose, like Sirelli was saying earlier on, because I don't want to have a big monologue, but going to certain soca raves, and the carnival didn't necessarily start from carnival, like the 2 days in carnival. I knew about things that started on the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, the Monday. It was brilliant. Then I started realizing there's even more, and then I started realizing there's more in other countries. I was like, wow, the carnival scene started spreading like wildfire for me, and I've probably been a part of it for about, what do you say, about 15 years now.
Is this a little montage homage to us to say thank you to us?
He's trying to say thank you without saying thank you.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine.
Definitely
CJ, you're including that.
Yeah.
Even though CJ called him the new guy, but we're not, that bit's not on my notes.
But you're welcome. You're welcome.
I did call him that.
So
Who's this guy?
more focus to our guests. The reason why I asked them first is because you know what carnival means to you, and you know what carnival means to you. However, what I wanted to do is give you both an idea what carnival means to 3 different types of people who have 3 different carnival experiences. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate you probably know this, but I thought sharing it now to give a base, so when we build on our conversation and questioning, hopefully this will mean a lot to yourselves to, guide or support in answering the questions. Right, so I've got loads of questions here. Gents, whenever you're ready, just jump in. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna go. Paul's read them already.
Yes.
No, I'm short-sighted, so I can't actually read it. I can only read the red bit. So
right. So
which means he was trying.
I was definitely trying.
The first segment is Long Live Carnival.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with yourself, Paul. CJ's been on there before. Once again, we're gonna. So your name, your band, your band size, your years in carnival, the socials, your carnival dream.
Pause. You have to remember all of these.
Wait. Can I finish my thing?
Okay.
This is why you didn't get invited earlier. Right. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Cut this CJ bit out. So your name, your band size, years in carnival, your socials, your carnival dream, and how, if I wanted to join your band, I'll join your band. So we'll first start with, please share your name.
My name is Paul O'Donoghue.
Band name.
UCOM Carnival.
Band size.
Now we're 650 on the Monday and 1300 on the Sunday.
Years in carnival.
Me or the band?
You.
Oh, God. As a designer, 28 years. As an attendee, 33, I think.
You was in Masquerade 2000 before?
I was in Masquerade 2000, yeah. 10 years I did there.
Jeez. Okay. What's your socials?
Socials are all UCOM Carnival, at UCOM Carnival.
So at UCOM Carnival, all platforms, yeah?
All platforms.
Fantastic. What's your... Sorry.
one in between question, just to kind of bring it. UCOM.
Mhm.
What is it?
UCOM stands for, well, originally it was United Colours of Mass, but everyone just shortened it to UCOM. But our first logo was the whole name United Colours of Mass. Logo was very different, but because everyone kept shortening it to UCOM, including ourselves, we just shortened it to UCOM Carnival.
Sorry, what's your carnival dream?
Oh, look at the smile! Look at the smile!
Jeez.
Yeah. Look at the
my
smile.
carnival dream.
You've done it all. That's why you can't answer the question.
No, you know what it was? Because
A dream is still
yeah,
he's got-
my dream I'm living. So like I've always wanted to own my own band. As you said, you know, I was with M2K for 10 years. Loved the band, loved the family vibes, loved everything about the band, minus a few things. That it was, you know, it was a charity, it was community led, it was run by a committee. So it was really hard to. I was a youngster in the band, same as CJay as well at that time. We were trying to bring the band into, like, you know, the fresh new
into the 2000s.
outlook.
You
Yeah,
get what I mean?
Because I was going Trinidad, and once I saw how Trinidad bands were operating, I wanted to kind of like introduce that into M2K at the time, but it was very hard because there was a lot of red tape around different things that we could do. So it just ended up that my band was born.
So you tried to nudge the door open.
Yeah, tried
happening?
everything possible. Yeah.
So you went and made your little cutout. And then
I did my last year. I made sure I fulfilled my last year in M2K. Did put the band on the road in 2007. By November of that year, after Carnival, we literally had the new band built.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And last one, how do we join your band?
I say it's an easy and a hard one. You need to watch our social media accounts from September. Usually we release the theme. Then it's pre-registration to secure your spot. That's probably the easiest way to guarantee that you'll be in the band. Usually we would launch in December, and pre-registration people would get priority. After that, it's basically down to general registration. Usually we would be on Playmass or MassOS, but we would let people know.
Sorry.
Yep.
What's Playmass?
So Playmass and MassOS, they're both just facilitators for bands to have their products in an organized way. So it's purchasing, managing all of the admin side of it, the stock levels. There's a whole host of things behind it, but they basically just manage a system to enable us to run a bit more streamlined.
And you can buy tickets from that system.
So you buy your packages on there, pay your deposit, and then we always have it that you pay, you know, we try and make you pay in installments so that you can manage the cost across about 6 months. Sorry?
What was the name of that software again?
So it's either Playmass or MassOS.
Is there a limit to your band? For example, you said earlier on that you had on the Sundays you had 1,300 and something.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool. So what is the limit, and
So-
why is there a limit? Because is it not to be
The limit didn't used to be as strict for us because we used to have between 3 and 4 trucks on the road. So we had the infrastructure to have more people, because the more trucks you have, the more facilities you can put on the road and the more you can spread it out. But now we've all been kind of locked into like either 1 or 2 trucks. So we only get 2 trucks now. We've tried the 2 trucks with having like, you know, sort of like 850, 900 people. It just doesn't work. Like for us, that's not a sweet spot. Our sweet spot is probably going to be the 650 that we're doing this year mainly for the costume day. The 1300 is for the Juve day. That's easier to manage because all you're doing is giving out drinks. There's no toilets. There's no having to give out food or any extra services like that. But on the Monday, because it's literally like breakfast, lunch, snacks, toilets, customer service has to be really on point. So where we're heading towards this year, this is new for us. We're just trialing it to see if this is the sweet spot, but we feel like it will be.
So, just listening to it on a business point of view, isn't it not better to have to do the Juve way, where you're providing less, which means you're spending less, but you're allowed to have the mass amount that's there, which they're obviously buying the same said t-shirts, etc.
In theory, yes, but I think with the Sunday, everyone expects less. Like there are bands that literally just supply you with sound system and paint, and that is it. So you can keep it very simple in that sense. But with the costume day, people look to places like Trinidad, Grenada, Barbados, how they provide things on the road, and even they have their lunch stops, and it's all like really fancy and everything. So we feel like what we're giving is kind of like the minimum for the price tag that they're paying for the costume. It's almost like that's expected to have all of those amenities. People want to leave their money at home, but they also want the full all-inclusive experience where they don't have to leave the band, not even to go to the toilet. They want to have that facility in the band.
Just to kind of, I mean, sorry, take over here. I've got mere questions come to mind, but it's like I originally enjoyed the Monday because that was the main day originally. And Sunday was supposed to be Kids Day.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, that's Kids Day. Meh, you go Carnival, but I'm not expecting much.
Mm-hmm.
I then started going Juve and stuff with these lot, and it's like we was going Juve. We had the world of amount of fun on Juve Day. It's messy. You don't have to be wearing good clothes. It's just go out there, have fun. Do you know what I mean? You're chucking paint. It's just a laugh. Everything is quite just juvenile. It's funny. It's fun, and it's like that now seems to be the sweet spot. If you get similar to what you were just saying, that's the sweet spot of where everybody enjoys that now. Yeah. So I've changed, me personally anyway. I've changed and enjoyed that more as I was going through it. A bit more mature, maybe I might say to myself, the Mondays are now, it's cool. You're relaxed, like you just said. But like I said, business wise, wouldn't that not now make sense to just stay in that side of in that bracket, rather than continue to do the Mondays, which are Trinidad based and other carnival based stuff that you're trying to get out there?
I mean, for us, as I would consider us quite an old band in carnival right now. We've always done costume. I mean, we come from the time where yes, we were doing costume, but we didn't have to do all of the all inclusive things. It was bring your own drinks. There was no such thing as toilet. You just go and find a toilet on the roadside. But I think with the expectations and also the safety elements as well, like, girls are dressed in very revealing costumes. They don't want to be having to find a public toilet or going down a side street or whatever and something happens to them. And we kind of agree with that. Like, even down to our security, like when we first started, we didn't have any security on the road. It was just the band helpers and, stewards that would volunteer, would hold the ropes if we had any ropes or if we needed any. But now it's like, again, it's an expectation that you have, your band is ironclad when it's going down the road, because no one wants to be interfered with in any way.
Pause there. I'm going to get the remote because I'll edit it when we do the editing. Cheers. I just messaged him as well.
What happened? What's wrong?
No,
The AC turned off, innit?
You lot are going like, so you're not used to this back home or something?
Brother.
You're British.
Brother. So are you. So are you. So are you.
I've got a Nigerian passport, mate.
But where was you born?
I've got a Nigerian
Where was you born? I
passport.
swear it's Mother Soul.
We'll get into that.
Don't try.
On a self podcast anyway.
So,
Hold on, get it going.
One second. Make it, son.
Only one person in this room can have that argument, and he sits over there.
One day we'll do it. Son. It should be coming on anyway. So
remember, it takes a second to kick in.
Let's keep the compressor on.
Sorry, CJay.
Yes, mate.
Your name, band size, years in carnival, socials, carnival dream, and how do we join your band? First, what's your name?
My name's CJay.
What's your band name?
Caribbean Sessions.
Band size.
Between 250 and 300 on the Monday, and Sunday we do children's carnival, about 100 kids.
100 kids.
About 100 kids.
What a nightmare. Okay.
So what did you say was with the Monday? Sorry?
It's about 250 to 300, somewhere around there.
Years in carnival?
Personally, or the band?
You.
My earliest memory of carnival is 1993.
Were you born in 1993? I mean,
no, but I recall starting my carnival journey there.
Okay, fair enough.
M2K.
What's your socials?
Everything is at Caribbean Sessions.
On all platforms?
On Instagram, TikTok, Twitter,
X.
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Caribbean Sessions.
What's your carnival dream?
Carnival dream. I don't mean to sound like Paul, but I'm kind of living it because we kind of have similarities in what he expressed earlier on.
No repeat
Whereas
answers, no?
I had a dream when I was with M2K. I went to them with the idea, and this is not bad talking. Them obviously there was, as he said, there was a lot of red tape, and I couldn't fulfill my ideas with them. And shout out to Mike Frost from Chocolate Nation. I went to him with my idea, and he gave me the opportunity to bring a section on the road in the year 2016, and that only had about 70 people in it. And I'd done that with him for 4 years and built until I felt we was comfortable enough to fly the nest, as they say. Learned the experience, learned how to do things behind the scenes, how to order products in, bottles, food and all of that kind of logistics. But being by yourself is a different animal. I didn't realize how hard it is and how much people you need to have around you to support you to get things over the line, because what you need around you is people that don't come and ask you questions, people that will just fulfill.
They're gonna know in it. This is my.
I need to do this. I'll tell CJ later. And sometimes they don't even tell me till like months later. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me? And they're like, no, I didn't need to stress you out with that because your head's gone dealing with a million other different things. But to answer your question, I'm in my dream right now. I can only do better. I can only improve on the things that we didn't do last year to make this year, to make the carnival experience for the Masquerader better. Whether you're 2 years old or 60 years old, that's that.
One's walking all of them miles.
Well, you got to remember the carnival route is 3 miles long, give or take. They can't walk for 6-7 hours.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
enough.
So we have that facility there for them. Obviously, we have toilets as well. We provide food, breakfast, lunch, snacks, and these.
However, both of you answered the question but didn't answer the question. So how do we join? Do we join by going on to Playmass site and registering?
You go to CaribbeanSessions.co.uk. You go to our official website. That's where you can go to first and foremost. And any link on there will take you to Playmass to actually purchase. But to view the actual costumes, you can go to CaribbeanSessions.co.uk.
And Paul?
I did actually answer how you do it, but it's either our website, but our website will navigate straight to either Playmass or Mass.os, depending on who we're using.
The website's called
UnitedColorsOfMass.com.
Right. So everyone, if you've seen these beautiful bands on the road and you think to yourself, I want to be part of that, if there are spaces left, because you heard registration started in December and way last year, if there are any spaces left, please visit the two websites, UnitedColorsOfMass.com and CaribbeanSessions.co.uk. Go onto them sites and register now. I know many sections already sold out, but there are still spaces, so please support. This brings me kindly on to the next segment. We're still in Long Live Carnival, but this is open to everyone. Do you think people truly understand the why of Carnival?
No, absolutely not. People just think it's one big street party. You don't know what's.
But isn't it just one big? Like, there's loads of music, food. Do you know what I mean?
But that's not why it was created.
Yeah, but it's just a good time, right? We just go out there and have a good time.
Hasn't it just migrated to that though? I mean, the original reason for why Carnival was there, why Carnival happened, isn't it now it's migrated to become this massive street festival rather than the political reasons why it actually happened?
Like, it's Europe's biggest street party, right?
I think there's literally like 3 pockets of people that attend Carnival. There's the people who buy their costumes, who understand everything about Carnival. There's people who stand on the roadside and watch the parade and they're just there as spectators and just enjoying the spectacle. And then there's the people who only go there for the sound system and just want to party.
I haven't been in Carnival for about 15 years, so I'm the worst person to say for that.
Wileys.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is, and this is going to sound so billing, and I don't mean it in any disrespectful way. Is he actually going Carnival though?
No.
Going to a sound set, when we say Carnival.
Do you know what? It's an unfair question because he answered the question in his opening saying Carnival for me was going to these 2 places.
And I get that. But what I'm saying is, because what became very apparent, and I love the fact that, Wiley came today so he can express that part of it. It's that what Buddy experienced, what you experienced, what I experienced, kind of has a little similarity to it. We would have gone to Carnival and not even seen him.
Listen, there was friends of mine who went specifically to follow the trucks. I weren't interested in that. You see, when the sounds finished, I don't know, I haven't been for many, many years, but when they used to finish the sounds at 7:00 and you now had to go behind the trucks, I hated it.
Is that because of the music you're thinking?
Yeah, because it wasn't what I was enjoying musically. But when you're to the question that was being asked of, am I doing Carnival? In the traditional sense of it, no. But I go back to the point I said when you was talking earlier. Has Carnival evolved to it's now a massive street party? The principal themes of Carnival are still there, but the people that are going Carnival, are they going because they're living the theme of what is coming from the Caribbean over here, or is it, you know what, it's time to go out, gonna hear to music, hear to eat to food, drink to drink, wine to wine, go to see certain artists, and that's it.
Yeah, but it's for us as band leaders, band owners, to teach that knowledge to the younger generation, why Carnival is there, why we spend months and months behind the scenes getting everything ready. It's not a case of that information dying out. I teach my children about Carnival. I show them videos. We read. There's books available. It's about spreading knowledge and understanding about why Carnival is here. It's not just a party. We don't just go to Carnival to party. I know Paul don't just go to Carnival to party. If you was to ask us, do we actually enjoy Carnival, we'll probably say no.
No, because you're working. Because you're working.
Actually,
because you're
so
working.
I don't work on Sunday. I work up until the point we get the band on the road, and then it's my day off.
Yeah,
because usually the rest of the team, they would work Sunday more so and play mass. Some of them will play mass on the Monday, so we kind of like switch it up where people have a bit of a break.
They've got one day at least.
Yeah, so Sunday is normally the day that I just, once the band is moving, I put a t-shirt on and I participate just like everybody else. And for me, that's a ritual that I'm not going to give up. Even if I stopped doing Monday, I'd still do Sunday.
Oh, I'm coming in for you this
Go
year,
on.
yeah, because the guy I go with, like, he's like a slave driver. I mean, this ungrateful sod is shouting at you. It's
don't shout, man.
Oh, wait, is it you, CJ?
Don't
No,
shout,
I'm talking about the other guy.
Don't
JC,
shout,
you
man.
know.
Yeah. He's,
I'm
I mean,
under immense pressure.
he's calling
I'm
you and
under
it's
immense-
like, listen, the sound sounds low.
We
There's not enough bass.
don't have dirty mask, so I don't get to enjoy that. I get to enjoy when I'm playing music. That for me is a very euphoric moment. You know, that's the point where no one doesn't ask me any questions. I'm able to do what I want to do creatively and have fun for that hour or two, depending on if I'm allowed to play that long. But go ahead.
Yeah, I got to pull you up. Go on.
Sorry. I'm not gonna let them drag us off chart, gents. A question for Paul at first. When did you realise that Carnival was bigger than just a street party?
When did I realise?
Question goes to everyone.
But for me, it's never been that. Even from when I was a child participating, it was never that. And I've been doing Carnival since I was 8 years old.
All right, come. You're going around the thing, but
yeah, but I've never really gone Carnival as like a reveler or someone who's storming a band or
so
someone
tell
who
us,
goes to
because
sound
we're
systems.
sitting here and
I only know Carnival from within a band, and that's it.
Right.
So how did you get introduced to it? Because visually, if somebody was watching this now, they're like,
Right.
all right, there's 5 black guys and then
there's me,
and there's you in the middle.
half Moroccan, half Irish. Yeah, how did I
Yeah,
end up?
how the hell? I mean,
Basically,
what the hell?
sorry.
You should be playing
So
football or something.
no.
And drinking Guinness. Come
So
on.
basically, I was born in. I grew up in W9, W10. Like 18 years, I was there. Like Queens Park, Harrow Road.
Part of the team.
I was there. So I went
born in
to
Carnival.
I went to a play centre called Maryland's Adventure Playground, which was literally on the same road as a place called The Factory, which is now called the Yard Centre. At one point, it was Yard Santua. They did Carnival there. They did steel pan. I learned how to play steel pan there. Don't know how to play steel pan anymore. My family is extremely mixed. My aunt E was in a relationship with a Trini guy. Spent a lot of time there. Actually learned to cook from him. Soaked up everything that you know, culturally he had. Like I was just automatically attracted to what was happening there. You know, he's playing soca music. I was like, damn, I like this. I remember being on the road at 8 years old. Nanny Wine was a current tune at the time. And from there, like I've always been, I guess, infused or submersed within Carnival. Like I used to listen to Martin J's Caribbean Affair from as far back as I can remember. Like I'd always tune, I think it was on a Sunday.
Sunday,
I used to record it. Like I used to record the tracks. That was the only way you could get music then.
Like a set.
But I've always just been submerged in Carnival. Like it's literally been Carnival most of my life.
So I'm going to ask the same question to Buddy.
Question, sir.
When did you, was there a moment you realised Carnival was bigger than just a street party?
Or have you realised that?
I mean, I gave you my journey, innit? So my journey was just a bit different, similar to Paul saying. I was born in W10, so it's the heart of Carnival. I saw Carnival every single year. It used to go past, but it was different for me as a kid to what it ended up becoming for me as a man. So it was very different. I had to go with my mum. She was following the floats and whatever else. It's so different. When I've grown to become a man, it's a case of I'm going out partying, and then like I said, now. I've been a part of CJay's band, and I've helped, I've worked. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen a different.
Why is everyone saying that? They've worked with me.
You're a slave driver, bro.
Never got paid.
He ain't wrong.
We're coming to that. I've got a whole section on why I should be earning money every
Why do
time.
you think the name's so long? Each letter is for the people them that is.
Yeah, bro. But I've worked there, and I've seen different sides of it. And even now, it's like, even from a business side of things, I've started seeing avenues of how people make money within Carnival. So I've kind of come through a different angle. I've seen, there was a question I wanted to ask earlier on, which I don't think got answered properly, which was, everybody alluded to what they believe Carnival is, but how did it actually start? What is it about? Because nobody's actually said it so far in the podcast. I don't know if you was coming up to it on your points.
You can just smash up my things. So
This is what happens when you don't send out the memo.
Go on.
That's. I would like to know what it is, because let's just play devil's advocate. I don't know what it is. I've got no clue. What is it supposed to mean? Because we're all tippy-toeing around it, but what does it mean? What is it supposed to mean?
How did it start?
Very, very quickly in May 1959, Kelso Cochrane, I beg your pardon, 32-year-old carpenter from Antigua who became a major symbol
From where,
in the
sorry?
Carnival. Antigua.
Sorry, say that again one more time for the...
Antigua.
Okay.
So he was murdered in Notting Hill, West London, during a period of intense racial tension during the 1958 race riots. And following his death, thousands attended his funeral, including activists, community leaders, and ordinary Londoners demanding justice. And then from the fallout of that, the rise of the political organisation in Britain started. There was a whole backdrop of things that were happening. And as a commemoration, this is where Carnival was born from.
So what I would like to say, though, and put it out to the audience as well, is how many people actually really knew that? And I'd love to see in the comments how many people say, well, I knew that.
And the thing is, I couldn't quote it word for word either. And when we talk about like our history, our English history, our London history, our Caribbean history, do you know what I mean? These things I think should be shared. Do you get what I mean? Because it should be taught. Definitely, it should be shared. It should be understood. Because you are right. We're going up there for, you were chanting walk up, walk up, walk up. But do we know why? Do you know what I mean? Is there a moment in Carnival we should be paying some form of homage to not just himself, because that's the iconic moment, but there are many others from all different races that have fallen down the same atrocities that had taken place.
I suppose my question to that, though, is whose responsibility is it to teach that? Because the young people are going for fun. If you look at it realistically, if you're going back to 1950 odd times, that will be the older generation who are now pensioners. Those of us that are in our middle ages, we're not going there with knowledge of that history directly. So whose responsibility, and I'm not saying through ignorance, I'm saying who is the person that's going to keep that lineage going? You know, like if you're like third, second, fourth generation born here, how do you keep your ties back on? We've mentioned that before in the podcast. How do you keep that going through the whole centre of what's happening with Carnival?
You see, the thing is, if I'm being totally honest, and this is, utopia and all this kind of stuff, I think it's down to, and I'm going to be quite frank, I think it's down to people like yourselves, and I'm not pointing the finger at you, but I'm saying yourselves, people like the sound stations, and because let's be honest, if I'm traveling and London Carnival is like the second largest carnival in the world. So if I'm looking for things to do before I die on my bucket list, I'm gonna go to Brazil, then let's go to London. I'm gonna know it's carnival, but in regards to what it represents or I'm just turning up. Unless something happens on the day or the website has something to say. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked onto the internet to see if you Google London Carnival, what comes up, what is the representation and all of this. I don't know what that looks like. But one thing I will say is that isn't the fact that Carnival is what it is today a representation of that? So, for example...
Only if you know what that representation means. If you just think it's
the largest street party, because
a big street party,
and
there are girls dressed in skimpy costumes, I might get a bump inch or something mad. The mindset of the person attending is going to be swayed. Do you get what I mean?
But doesn't that happen with everything though?
No, because if you don't know the reason behind, go on, bud.
No, exactly what you were about to say. I was going to use like an American term, like for example, Martin Luther King stuff and stuff like that. When people know that's what they're marching for, what they're doing, they follow that. So they're Martin Luther King and all that died in the 1960s.
No, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, with the way social media is now and the way that information is moved so quickly, and the fact that people have almost like goldfish attention, that it's. What, Carnival tomorrow? Yep, we're going to go party. And the following day, they're looking for the next high. So it's like any other, if you asked Glastonbury, what did that start? How much people would actually be able to tell you why Glastonbury started? Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to
However,
pinpoint it to
you have
Carnival.
to remember slightly differently. Glastonbury is a commercial entity.
It's not a political one.
Whereas
Carnival came from
Carnival is a political entity, and when
but
you dilute that political message, then it just becomes a street party.
I saw CJay was about to jump in just now.
About to move over to my brother.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. There is currently a documentary being made on the inception of Carnival to date. I think it's going to be released in November.
It's called the MT Podcast, 60 Years of Carnival.
Exclusive.
You know, they're just out here matching up everything.
They mash it up.
Everything. You know what I mean? I listened to conversations for 3 weeks before today. Not once did he mention the MT Podcast. But it's fine. I got other questions for that.
Sorry, aside from that as well, I want to add. Last year, there was someone who was campaigning to have billboards used in the area. And I think what you read out is actually an excerpt from that. There was a massive one at the top of Ladbroke Grove near Sainsbury's. And I think they're going to continue that this year to try and at least, put some good bullet points and knowledge on there too.
Is that only for the Carnival though?
Yeah.
Or is
That's for the Carnival period.
Okay.
Yeah. But it stays up there for a while. I think it's like a month or something they rent it for.
So to put you lot under pressure, and I apologize, and I don't apologize, sorry, not sorry. As band leaders in positions of influence and in positions of visual representation, we are challenging you as an organization to say, what can you do to help with this? We're not expecting you to go out and, have a sign of this person, but because both of you made the statement that, you know what, we're good. We've not clocked the game, but we're on a path that we're very happy with. We've accomplished a lot. We've managed to become a recognized organization. And I commend both of you, because any organization where you try to knock the door to be allowed in and it doesn't happen, and then you have to make your way in, is something that, I credit you, I doff my hat to you, because it is something that almost in every industry is something that a lot of people are finding that they have to fight against. So with what's been said today and what you've kind of heard and the different experiences from different people, is there anything you feel that could help you represent that or highlight the fact more?
It's whether you have to ask yourself the question whether or not the Masqueraders want to know. You have to put it in a palatable way that is not intrusive, can be digested in a way that, I don't mean to be rude, it's fun. It has to be it has to be eye catching. And I saw somewhere on Instagram that I think it's the first 3 seconds of a reel captures the person's attention or not. Forget the next 57 seconds. It's the first 3 seconds. So you'd have to make something engaging for your consumer to digest that information. Us putting up a post on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, that's not going to help.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, of course.
So I totally agree with you. And that's kind of the reasons why I put it out there, because obviously you are the experts in the room when it comes to these kind of things. So us saying, put a banner up with a picture of somebody and say, this and that doesn't really...
Even if it was to put it on the side of our truck, it wouldn't do any difference.
Yeah. So what about... one of the things that you mentioned was that the website where people have to come to and get that information. What about in that vicinity, and this is just me spitballing, obviously I do not know the correct things. This is just me trying to aid with moving forward progressively. The website, A. B, when you send out the merch, the costumes, the t-shirts or stuff like that, is there something that can be included in that gives them
little pamphlet?
A little pamphlet or something, or a year you name your costumes after relevant people, or do you know what I mean?
That's not a bad one.
Do you know what I thought of when you said that, and I was like, it's a really difficult question for them to answer.
I know, and
because
put them under pressure.
You can do your portion with your band. Do you know what I mean? You might be influencing the 650 people on the Monday and the 1-3 on the Sunday, and do you know what I mean? 100 kids. You know what I mean? And CJ's included in 100 kids, to be fair. And then the 300 adults. Shut up. Yeah, all day. But there is something that I thought of is, and I'm not saying I don't even know how it would work, but could there be a corner, like you got Trini Corner in Notting Hill Carnival? Could we not nominate the corner, maybe the top of Labatt Grove, and that corner there'll be a big billboard, and at that point, you know what I mean, when we're turning the corner, because you have to turn the music off anyway. A moment of silence for... So, not necessarily a moment of silence, but...
Sorry to stop you, difficult, because... For me, where we start, we don't take that corner. So my Masqueraders wouldn't see that. Where we start and where we finish, the corner that you're talking about.
No, you do take the corner. It's the one leading down to Labatt Grove.
Oh, if we're talking about the one from Sainsbury's?
No, the one from Labatt Grove going down the hill.
Okay.
So that corner there, because you turn the music off on that corner, right?
Yeah.
And at that corner, you can say, blah, 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 we're going to use this space, there's a big plaque, to remember... blah, blah, blah. Let's make some noise. Let's blow whistles, blow your horns, shout it out. And if every band did that, we're going to rename this corner...
What?
Kelso Cochran
or something.
What's his name?
Kelso Cochran.
Well, the thing is,
Cochran
you
corner.
would change the name every year.
CCC. Do you get what I mean?
Buddy was going to say something, but I want to say something after him. Gone.
No, all I was going to say is I commend these ideas because they're brilliant ideas, and at least you're spitballing, you're making the chance of change, which is always a positive thing. But going back to something that CJay said, which was basically, if it's not fun, then do I care? And it's like...
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully, no.
Yeah,
there are the knowledgeable people that will know. No.
Might get cancelled.
Respectfully.
I got you. Don't worry, let me think. I've got you wrong. But like, what it is there are knowledgeable people that will sit there and say this knowledge is important. So even listening to this podcast now and saying to myself, you know what, that's something I didn't know, and that's quite knowledgeable. And I'm the type of person that will hear this type of thing and I'll be like, I've brought dumb facts onto the podcast before and said, you know what, I heard this is what I heard. Like, I like things like that. Yeah. So I might do it. There's other people that might do it, but there's other people, like we said earlier on, I'm just there for the walk up. I don't care about Johnny. I'm gonna call him Johnny Cochran. Just
Kelso Cochran.
I know
Kelso Cochran.
The way the brain will be thinking.
But you know what, you're right, because you have to remember when any message that you're sharing, it's gonna fall on deaf ears. However, it doesn't mean you don't share the message.
No, that's what I said.
Because there'll be someone who'll be like, do you know what? That band stands for this, and they had a section.
And if you see the representation of it for long enough,
that's something that I agree with.
I said, the ideas are brilliant.
I want to migrate the conversation forward, gents.
Yeah, very, very last point I want to make on that, though. I don't think it's a fair question to put to the bands. There is a trust who organises Carnival, whose their main thing should be, this is the message we're putting out there. And as much as the bands can do what they're doing, if the people who have the loudest voices are not putting it out there, no matter how much the bands can make noise, the people who are doing it have to be the ones that everyone is following, as far as I see it.
Podcast, 60 years celebration of Notting Hill Carnival will be asked the same question.
Cool.
So we have to start somewhere.
Cool.
Do you know what I mean?
You're just a victims. Don't take it.
And don't get me wrong, we have 2 winners. Do you know what I mean?
Because we haven't even spoken about that yet.
Multiple winners.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We have 2 winners. So
me.
Sometimes we have to start. Do you know what I mean? Start at the top of the prem.
I hear you.
And then,
Because you have to remember.
do you get what I mean? But start talking to the. Fix yourself. But start. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the more voices that echo the same song,
The more doors we can knock on.
other people start singing.
Because one thing I wanted to say, that as you said that, and I really appreciate what you just said there, because I think it's a very, very valid point. And as you stated, this is not us picking on you. This is us just throwing it out there and hoping it sticks to someone to think about in the background of their head. But the part that for me, I'm like, has the biggest impact. Yes, the Masqueraders, and yes, the people are coming out, the Revelers and all, but it's also, you have to remember, this thing is televised.
Imagine every band going across judging point and just went quiet.
Yeah, there's
Turn the music off. Everyone just walks.
There's the editing part. They show it.
Just imagine that. Just imagine the spectacle.
Some bands do that.
But
No, but you know what I'm saying?
they go over judging point and just
Sabotage.
So automatically, sometimes, do you know what I mean? You take take the knee to change. I'm not trying to say you have to do this, but we're just asking the questions to see what could happen.
Think of it this way: every band goes through. Between each band, there's a section where they've got a presenter coming on talking just for filling, because they need that
To move the trucks
15
along.
Yeah, it's like, that space there and that time is televised. They could have something pre-recorded for each person, or a person of significance who had a very big impact on Carnival. As you see, man, just said Donny Concrete and all that thing stuck in my head.
Kelso
Sorry.
Cochran.
That was easy.
Yeah, but him, the lady that was involved in it, that was
Clear holder.
Claire. So you give little facts like that in between each truck and have it repeated throughout the course of the day, and you have a photo of them, a little thing, just a very short, as you said, 3 seconds. Just something to keep.
So
think it's brilliant ideas,
to try and get through a bit more of this. Carnival is more than a street party. What is the wildest thing you've ever seen at Carnival? CJay.
No. Look at Paul's face. Please.
Paul's out, man. I have to talk about this.
Yeah. Come, Paul. That
Yeah,
look
Paul,
on your
you
face.
go first.
Yeah,
You know,
Paul
the
go
thing
first.
is, about 100 things just went through my head.
Yeah,
and
I
can't
saw
even
it, like-
pin-
All at the same time.
Wildest thing I've ever seen at Carnival.
Positive.
It doesn't have to be with you in it. I'm just
Wildest
saying.
thing you've seen at Notting Hill
Like I
Carnival.
said, are you doing positives or are you
Yeah, I'll
doing...
do
It doesn't matter.
The wildest thing you've seen at Notting Hill Carnival.
Yeah, you put people in
I don't know if I want to answer that.
You two shouldn't answer that.
Yeah, I don't want to answer that.
Why not?
I'd let me
Why
answer that.
Why would they not answer
I've
it?
seen people climb bridges and,
Yeah,
and run up
I've
and down.
seen
you know.
like
People climb on top of bus stops. and-
yeah, I've seen
Fall
things
through.
from girls getting
Yeah.
violated to people
Yeah,
being
you know.
stabbed, and there's It's
I'm
probably too
more
much.
positive note, you
Yeah.
know, just people having a great time.
So one of the wildest things I've ever seen at Carnival was maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
We were following a float and it was going over the... Okay, I don't know what it's called now. It was the Red Bridge. Then it was the Blue Bridge.
Great now.
Is it grey now?
It's grey.
Going across the
All we know
grey
is the bridge that moves.
Well, we were jumping up to
Yeah.
a tune
Yeah.
and then the bridge started
Flexing.
I said, nope, let's go. But because the crowd were having such a good time,
Yeah.
in my head, I was like, this is Final Destination. I was drunk and the floor is moving and I'm like, this can't be a good thing. I'm not sure that when the architects and engineers were designing this bridge,
They weren't thinking
about 20,000
big
people
batty people
jumping at the same time.
No.
So for me, that's one of the wildest things I've seen at Carnival. And when I was at the drum and bass stand, I must have been 18, someone jumped off the second floor of the balcony into the crowd to crowd surf.
Oh, wow.
That's probably
Hope they survived.
they crowd surfed and it was
awesome.
It was awesome. However, all I was thinking is if it went wrong,
Can I circle back to the topic that you just had
we'd love you to.
quickly? It's all good and well having those views about pushing out the message, but that has to come from above, the powers that be. And I believe that they're making headway in pushing out a positive message regarding why Carnival has started, what it's about. Last year we had a respect campaign, which I think it was very successful in terms of like the lowest crime rate we've ever had over the last few years. So I want to give a bit of homage to the Carnival people in that respect.
Respectfully, I disagree. And the reason why I disagree is because both of you sat here and stated when you were trying to bring change.
No, but that was with
Change is change. It doesn't matter how. You were trying to bring it. So Paul came with something that resonated with me.
No.
In Trinidad, bear with me a moment. In Trinidad, they've obviously been doing this. They've got it down to a...
So the story he said about food, toilet, safety, do you know what I mean?
They've been doing this
all of the aspects that
for
need to be
years
covered
and
have been covered. And you leave your wallet at home.
they're experienced. So they've learned lessons, and lessons learned is a very big part of business. So the fact that you've taken the time to do that research, come back and say, you know what, this works over there. We need to start, maybe not just come in and turn the table over, but we need to start dropping elements of this, see how it adapts, and then move it. Because you have to remember, Carnival, as much as it's enjoyed by so many people, as all of us agreed, the people that come to Carnival don't actually know, A, what it should be, how it should be going on. They just come for a good time. So it's for us, as in media, band leaders, organizers, costume makers, to show them the way, because they don't know what they want until it's been presented to them.
So thank you, Sirelli. I really like that. There is a couple of other things. I want to talk more about the band and what it's like being in the band. Now, there are a few things that I'm gonna share, and I want you to think about, and we're going to talk about a few of them. Things that bands get wrong on the road, observations. One of mine, tying the rope to the truck.
illegal.
People don't really understand what that means. So you've got your masqueraders and they want to stay behind the truck. And you've got all the people observing Carnival who are like, they're having a good time. I want to go and get involved. To stop them getting involved, the bands should, or sometimes don't, have security along the signs to stop people getting into the bands. And to keep a group of people out, they'll use a rope. So rather than some being able to walk in, if there's a rope in the way, they can't get there. To cut corners, some bands used to tie ropes to the back of the truck,
No, let's do that no more.
which going in a straight line works perfectly. However, if you've got a road that takes a right or left turn, naturally, one of the ropes is going to stay to one side, the other rope is going to turn at a different speed, meaning that those that are caught behind the rope starts to cut in and burn. It could cut someone in half. The amount of bands that I walk around when I'm at Carnival and I see it's tied, I'll tell them to undo it. They'll say to me, no. I'll go and find head of security and say, do you know what you're doing is illegal? And they'll be like, let's take it off. Now, gladly, I haven't seen it on your band and I haven't seen it on your band. Because, I just come to you straight and say, what's going on there? These are some of the disasters that I think, why doesn't everyone know this? Or why isn't this shared out? From your point, what could you share for us to be able to share with all of the other bands, all of the other Revelers, all of the other Wileys? I don't even know what term we're giving them.
Non-carnival guys.
Non-carnival guys.
So Wileys.
Paul.
So I'm trying to grasp what you're trying to say here, because obviously us as bands, we're all given rules and regulations. We all receive the same thing. But in terms of the general public, regarding ropes and stuff, what are we? I don't know what we're supposed to convey to them.
Well, it's things like don't. I'll give you an example to make it very simple. CJay with security.
Yeah.
1 year we had, when I say we, he roped us in. We had, I'm gonna say, 15 security. Right, and us supporting. Straight after Carnival, we did a debrief in a restaurant. CJay did a thank you dinner. He said, guys, be honest with me. He said, double the security, double the help. He was like, really? I said, yeah. He's like, why? If we're going to keep those masqueraders safe, we need to double the security. The following year, CJay doubled the security. And I commend you for that, because I know it weren't cheap.
No.
But you doubled the security and you increased the amount of band support. I don't even know the term. Stewards.
Yeah, stewards.
So for me, that was one lesson that we had to learn this year, implemented next year.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
But we're not taught that. So I'm learning, I'm learning on job.
But what I'm saying is there are things that people need to know. For example, why are the toilets not on the app when you get into Carnival.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Talking about
Little
public
things.
toilets, yeah,
Public
yeah,
toilets.
yeah.
So these are little things, and I know it might sound silly, but this forms a big response to the what's it called? Questionnaires that come out saying these are the 10 reasons why you need to ban Carnival, because people keep peeing on our doorstep, for example.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Some of the lessons learned that we could share for those that are watching this for the first
Or
time.
if it makes it easier for you, what are things that masqueraders, band members, or even management can do to aid you? Because we don't want to just put the responsibility on carnival goers. As band leaders, what is something that you would like to shout out from the top of the roof to everyone who would listen to you? This is something we need changed. If you can't change it, at least look at it and try and find a way to help us with it.
Well, that's crowd management, I would say, is the number one thing for most bands, if not all bands. As you said, he had to double his capacity for security and stewards. That's at a cost to not just the band, but the masqueraders. So that means their costumes go up, which therefore means that our masqueraders are paying to police Notting Hill Carnival. Because we've had the same thing as well. You know, we've gone from 20 security to 40 to 50 to 60. And it's like, you know, you're shelling...
have 60...
60 security this year, yeah. Even though our band's smaller than last year, we've still got to pay for the same amount of security because we need to secure the band. It's an expectation now. Right. But we're having to cover, you know, that 30 grand bill. And the reality is that our security is policing Notting Hill's crowds, whereas it should be
policing your masqueraders.
Well, it should be NHC's security that is managing that. And we don't get any support to do that.
So I heard a rumor that this year I heard a rumor this year that they are not supplying police. Is that true, or
what it is that the police are not there to police Carnival, as in the crowds, manage the crowds. They're only there. They're only there to keep order.
So how does that affect you?
Loads. I mean, Notting Hill's been given the 4 million in financial support, and that money's supposed to be going to crowd management. So reality is that it should be a case of where the police are stepping back, that money should help them step forward. So they're going to try, like this year, they have said they're going to try, I think in a meeting that you went to, CJay, they said that they're going to give us a degree of support and also some training as well. There's going to be, I think, 1 or 2 people that they'll actually train.
On a course for 3 days.
Yeah.
So how does that help you?
So 1 or 2 people from each band?
Yeah, we've got to nominate someone to go to a course.
And that person should be the person that will be in charge of security on the day.
Like a road manager.
Yeah.
So they're giving you management skills?
Basically, yeah. They're going to try and help us improve our crowd management and also managing our security as well. I think in addition to a couple of personnel, because we're not going to have the police liaisons anymore, are we?
So you're not having the liaisons anymore?
No, we're not having the police liaisons.
So for people who don't know, please, one of you explain to us what that is.
Notting Hill Carnival and the Metropolitan Police assigned 2 police officers with you for the 2 days. And they're there to liaise with command for any problems or incidents that they see in the vicinity.
So you have a direct link through them to the head office of whatever's going on.
To mobile command, yeah. They're saying this year that they're relinquishing, taking that away and training us to do that job.
So who's going to be the link between the command center and...
That would be your security person in charge, and that would also be the person who was trained. Yeah, they're the ones who are going to be given the radios and headsets to have that direct link.
Headphones, radios. That.
So let's make it black and white and very, very, very plain and simple. Originally, you had 2 paid police officers who were trained in combat, confrontation, all these kind of de-escalation, and all of these kind of things. Yeah. They're going to move them away, and they're going to train Joe Blogs
from your company, from your band,
which you have to supply.
Yeah,
they're going to train them a 3-day course.
Yes, I'm sending you.
buddy, you're going to say something.
No, let him roll.
No, the reason why I'm asking this is because I'm looking at it from somebody who's not in that industry.
Yeah.
And just as a layman, okay, I've got a police officer or 2 police officers. They've got direct contact to, they know all the CB radio codes and all these kind of things. And Wiley's about to get up and start doing some union thing right now. So I'm going to keep it very, very.
Go on.
And they're going to take them away, give you a 3-day course, and expect you to replace like for like, ultimately,
I see where you're going with it.
with this person.
Yeah.
So no, I need to interject there. Definitely.
Okay, please.
The liaison officers, whilst it was nice to have them because obviously they have the direct link and they probably look like they have a bit more authority. There's times where they weren't helpful at all. There's in fact times where they were quite obstructive as well. Prime example, last year, Monday, we were coming up Ladbroke Grove on that same bridge that you said shakes. My music just completely went off and I was ahead of the band because I'm trying to see what's going on ahead of the band. Came back, I was like, why is the music off? The 2 liaison officers came up to us. They goes, oh, there's an incident like, round the corner and we've instructed your DJs to turn the music off for a period to just help things calm down. And I'm like, but the band behind us and the one that I've just left in front of us are still playing their music. So why are they playing their music and we're not? Oh, well, we're going to have to radio through and find out what's going on and all kinds of waffle. And I'm like, this is not making sense. So I just go on the truck and tell the DJ, turn on the music. Came off the truck and she goes, oh no, sorry, don't worry, it's a false alarm, don't worry. And I'm like, but why did you do this? Because this is our Masqueraders' enjoyment. They've only been on the road for an hour and you've now switched off their music.
Surely there should have been like a chain of command.
But there's a lot of things and scenarios that happened like that over the periods that we've had liaison officers. And for me, it's almost like 50% helpful, 50% not helpful. Like there's times where they should be on the ground leading the trucks, ensuring that there's public safety and, supporting our security and our staff. And I've turned around and they're literally in the cab with the driver. One's asleep, one's awake on their phone. And it's like, it's not as helpful as it sounds. Like, we'd probably be better off. We'd be better off with this situation because crazy. If you was trained or if CJay was trained, your interest is to ensure that the band is safe all day.
So Paul, I have to put you on the fire now. So when Citrus asked you, what's the craziest thing you've seen on the road?
Probably it, isn't it?
That was it.
That's crazy.
The safety officer sleeping next to them.
Like I said earlier on, it's not really for them to probably be saying. But
Buddy, go on.
Go, bud.
No, I like I said, this is where it's funny. We're saying what we're saying now, and we're putting out there because when you was putting out your point that you was putting out, if I'm watching this podcast, I'm watching the podcast and I'm thinking to myself, it seems like they're not as safe as they was before. And so I'm really actually glad that you said what you said, Paul, because it's like, it's now opened up, well, actually, you're probably more safer the way it's been changed too. As much as to the unseen eye, it's like, well, hold on a second, no, you're not, because the trained police officer who knows how to deal with combat and et cetera, what you said, isn't now on the floor. It's now Wiley that's doing it, and he thinks he can take on a bear. But it's like, you know what I mean? He can't do that.
Okay,
so I did have a question on that though. My question was just very quickly on it. As band leaders, would you prefer that you're having someone who's doing that or having the police doing that? Because my view was this change I think is better.
Yeah. So I prefer the change, and I've always preferred the change. I've actually opted or wanted to opt to not have the liaison officers, but we were told that we have to have them. They're there clocking their hours, isn't it? So they have to be there, and most of them are not even from London. Like they're from somewhere up north, and they're doing it probably as training because like it's not like you have the same person every year. Like you might have one person that might come back, but then the other one's different, or both of them are different. And I feel like they just don't understand more than us, who have probably done it most of our life. We understand where the bottlenecks are, where the danger points are, where we've got to tighten things up, where we can relax a bit, and all of that sort of stuff. But they just, as I said, there's sometimes they just felt more obstructive than working with us because they're not even you haven't communicated with any of the management on the floor to say that you're going to switch off our music and this is why. You've just approached our DJ and told the DJ to switch it off. There's an incident.
Are you the same way, CJay?
Yeah, please.
He's going to sway. Go on, say your point, Siege.
I think it's unfair that we didn't get opportunity. I haven't had the things that Paul's problems has. I haven't had those problems. So for us, my liaison officers have been quite good. Hand on Heart.
We had a really good one 2
Yeah.
years ago.
I've had the same one for the last 3 years. He's been very good. But now I have to instruct one of my team members to go to this course. Time will tell whether or not it's a good idea or not.
I think just navigating the conversation but staying within the same topic. As a band, how do you keep Masqueraders safe?
That's the job of my security. My security keep.
Go on.
No, well, not
Go
just.
on, go on, go on.
No, do you know who keeps the band safe? DJ.
I was going to say that, the MC.
What? Yeah.
If you have a good
Yeah.
MC who
They
understands Carnival.
control how hype
Yeah.
or how flat, not just your masqueraders, but the entire crowd that's surrounding your band as well. Very important.
Explain.
Because, for example, there's certain points on the route we could play a fast tempo track and the whole band and the 5,000 people behind the band is going insane, losing their mind. But I can kill that dead and play a slow song and everyone's just chipping, you know? And that's why I say the DJ and the MC, a good MC can control the heartbeat of what's going on behind you. And they can make your security's job harder or easier. So irrespective of whether or not you've got 60 security guards or 30 like I have, without a right DJ up there playing the right songs at the right time, and it's us as band leaders as well, because I make signals up to them, calm it down or you can go high now. Without that, it could be big problems,
Yeah.
Ladbroke Grove as well is a massive.
Well, even the lead up to Judging Point, we made the conscious decision last year to try it, and we are going to still do it again this year, but just in a different way with the security. When we bust the corner onto Great Western Road to head to Judging Point, once we go under the flyover, music's cut. It's just literally the MC communicating, getting the band in order. Once we hit the stage, let it rip.
There.
Yeah, we turned it off completely. Because it was just chaotic otherwise. Like, we left that music on, that area would be completely swamped. Like, what you would have seen on that footage, it would have been 10 times worse.
We get in sections just before.
Yeah, as you know,
Yeah.
I stop it from
The hill, on the hill.
way around the
hill,
corner
yeah.
and say, look, get in sections now.
Yeah.
So to people that don't understand, obviously Carnival has a route and there's a very specific section in Westbourne Park, opposite Westbourne Park Station, where there's a judging point. And the band.
What is the judging point?
That's where there are a set of judges that will judge a performance of a band from their costumes, costume design, the masqueraders, even the organization of the masqueraders, the naming of the sections. Guys, help me out if I'm getting it wrong. If you follow the theme, that you said,
So certain bands, let them give you one each.
No, so the judging zone is basically where you present your theme for that year.
Thank you.
That year, you cut the music and you say, hello judges, my band name is X, and this year we present to you, for example, our theme this year is Olympus.
Is that on your t-shirt?
Yeah, it's on my t-shirt here. We're showing you the different gods with a Greek mythology. So we will explain each different section and what the colors of the sections are, how many sections there are, and then we will press play and play a different song maybe per section, or you play one song and each different section. When I say section, meaning different group, will go across the stage.
Different group of what, sorry?
Different group of masqueraders.
So different costumes.
Different costume colors go across the stage. And the judges...
and how many costume colors groups do you have?
So for Sunday, we've got four different colors. 4 different colors, yeah, 4. And then Monday, we've got 5.
4 on the Sunday,
5
on the
on Monday, I believe, yeah.
Cool.
Well, Sunday we're Juve, so it's one color.
Give us a little bit of talk of the Juve thing, because we say it like...
Okay, sorry, not Juve. Let's not confuse it with the morning Juve.
Yeah.
So Dirty Mass,
Yeah.
which
And what is
happens
Dirty
during
Mass?
the day.
With the accent.
So Dirty Mass was, I don't even know. I think it was kind of like organically born. because obviously we've got Juve really early in the morning. There's no sound systems. It's just pan and rhythm
Percussion.
section, and that's it. So Dirty Mass, the first year we did it was in 2008. Everyone looked at us kind of alien when we said, "Oh yeah, we're putting out a t-shirt band and it's paint."
Was that the first year?
That was the first year we did it. Yeah. The only other bands that were around doing a similar type thing was one mud band and one chocolate band, I think, called Pure Lime, and they were relatively new as well. But again, it was born from me going to Trinidad, experiencing Juve there, and wanting to bring that element there. So 2008, we did it. We only had 70 people do it because, again, didn't understand it, didn't have a clue what it was. And then once they saw what it was about, the next year we had 500 Masqueraders, and now we're at 1,300 Masqueraders. But then also there was umpteen bands born from that as well, because everyone wanted a piece of the paint vibes on the road. So a lot more bands came up. Another chocolate band came up, Chocolate Nation. And now it's kind of a staple for Sunday. Obviously, children are priority. The children's bands go round before we start. We're not allowed to start before 12 noon. And that is it. Like, it's just pure revelry release. Everyone's the same. We're all in the same color: powder, paint, drinks,
I
vibes.
think there's 8 Dirty Mass bands. 8?
There's total of 12.
12 now.
Yeah, 12.
So, a question, as you were talking before, what are you judged on going past judging point?
So we are judged on, I think there's probably about 5 elements. It's usually theme interpretation, color use and innovation, masquerader enjoyment, the connection of your section to the theme and how you've depicted it. And there's one more, but I can't actually remember it. But those are the main points, though.
You know, later in the podcast, we're going to come to you because you're the designer. So
Yeah.
we need to talk about the whole design and the costumes and the
Got a quick debate.
feathers.
Yep.
A debate to put out there.
Uh-huh.
Since you're saying no, I can't put my debate out there.
We
Time
can
restraints.
do that, but we've got to do the empty the clip now, and then we'll come back to your question, bud.
Can I open this?
So
No,
we're going to time out at this point.
Like your kids. Come on.
it doesn't last that long, CJ.
Yeah, it's on the view, bro.
Photos or video?
Cheers, bro.
Smart, dude.
Yeah.
Smart, dude.
What's that?
Okay, guys. So, staring to this camera over here. This is the MT podcast saying thank you to both of you for all of the fun, joy, excitement, and pleasures you've brought to Notting Hill Carnival over 30 of the last 60 years on the road. Can you give each other a round of applause, please? And I'm going to hand this to Wiley. Can you present the appreciation to Paul and CJ from the MT podcast?
Thank you.
For CJ,
Thank you.
can you open and take out what's in the bag? Supplied by Mr. Snappy.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
that's nice.
Oh, wow.
So this is your very own MT podcast hat with your own logo
He went to make
of
a
your
hat
band
bigger.
on the. Can you look, please? This costs enough money.
Yeah.
Just show it to the camera at least, CJ.
Come on.
Thank you very much, Paul. You as well. Thank you. Do you like?
Yeah,
I
this
do
is
like
my best
it.
colour as well. My guy.
Oh,
Come
all
on.
right, yeah.
Come on.
Say no more.
Come on. Put that on now, bro.
Kind of new now.
You like it, Paul?
Sick.
What do
No,
you
I
think?
like it.
Are you even a cat wearer?
Paul, that's
No,
like, I
no.
don't like caps.
Paul's not a cat wearer, but
But I'll still keep it, though.
he'll keep it. Thank you.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. Guys, can we give them a round of applause, please?
Paul, if you don't want it, you can just, I mean,
Man, you gonna wear it, man.
Of course I want it. I'm just wondering how you got my logo.
Don't worry, Paul. Don't worry. We have ways.
Copyright, yeah?
We have methods. You should see the t-shirts we got for Sunday. Don't worry, man. Look at the stress level. What?
How did you get that? Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
Biggest band on the road, yeah?
Wow.
That's why.
You're bad in it with
Do you know when there's the empty podcast section?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 4 of us.
With a t-shirt.
And a hat on. Yeah.
No wristband.
People asking questions, bro.
Yeah,
You can't you see the thing?
You got it.
All right. So let's get the lights.
Oh, thank you for this. This
As
is
they
really
say,
nice.
no free dinners.
No, this is really nice. Thank you,
The
guys.
snappies.
It's a proper
he
hat.
is a hat supplier.
Okay.
We're actually going to talk about him in a second.
Yeah, big up Mr. Snappy, man.
Right. So this segment, Paul, is called Empty the Clip. If you look into the camera directly ahead of you, this is 90 seconds of quick fire questions. Sorry, buddy's got the hiccups. Quick fire questions. Answer them as honestly, as truthfully as you can.
Yep.
Try not to hesitate. Try not to deliberate. Go from the gut.
Yep.
Buddy, can we have 90 seconds? Paul, are you ready for Empty the Clip?
Yep. I think so.
Paul, your time starts now. Best other band on the road.
First year in Trinidad.
What would Carnival be without community?
Absolutely nothing.
Most emotional Carnival moment.
Winning my first place.
One Carnival memory you will never forget.
Playing individual and winning 3rd place.
One thing tourists will never understand about Notting Hill Carnival.
The hard work that goes on behind the scenes.
Has Carnival become too commercialized?
In parts, yes.
What smell instantly reminds you of Carnival?
Oh gosh, Ray Nephew.
Okay, and this is your last question. Who brings the best energy to Carnival?
UCOM.
Oh, this has been your Empty the Clip. Give a round of applause, guys. Very good last answer, isn't it? CJ, comfortable?
Yeah.
All right, can we get the lights? I like your hat.
Yeah. Got that on. Come on.
All right, buddy, do we have 90 seconds?
Yeah.
CJ, this is your Empty the Clip. Buddy, when you're ready. 3, 2, 1. Best other band in Carnival.
UCOM.
Best era of Carnival.
2015.
One thing that ruins Carnival.
Customers not paying on time.
Old Carnival or new Carnival.
Old Carnival.
Steel pan or sound system.
Steel pan.
Best road to be on during Carnival.
Kensal.
Who's your favourite soca artist?
Bungie Garland.
Who brings the best energy, young people or elders?
Elders.
What's the best after Carnival vibe?
Packing up.
Is Carnival safer or now more dangerous?
But gradually more dangerous.
What's your most emotional Carnival moment?
Winning first place.
How many kids do we need on the road for Carnival this year?
100.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
City life or country life?
City.
Cautious or dangerous?
Cautious.
Trinidad or Tobago?
Tobago.
Roti or doubles?
Roti.
Chicken roti or goat roti?
Goat roti.
Goat roti with chana or goat roti with slide pepper?
10 seconds.
Pepper.
All right, you got 2 questions left.
Yeah.
Perfectionist or it's good enough?
Perfectionist.
And finally, what message would you share for future CJ?
Double check everything that you do. Go with your gut instinct.
CJ, this has been your Empty the Clip. Can we get a round of applause, please?
Yeah.
All right, gents, let's get back to our seating and then we can continue. Do you guys need a break or you good?
No, good.
I'm good.
You like your hat?
Yeah, man.
Take the tag off it now, though.
Nah, man. My son didn't want to take this from me, but he ain't having it.
All right, bud, you got your question?
Oh, yeah. We're ready to...
You ready?
Going to beef. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
start some beef.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, all right. So some people that don't know, and I think you guys need to explain probably, and now I'm gonna rebuttal. But why is it that only soca music is played on the roads, and why can't they play any of the other tunes that are out? Bashment, garage, grime.
On the route,
Yeah.
can I answer that question?
Go, fire away.
So a few years ago, Notting Hill Carnival introduced these strict rules that only soca, calypso, zouk, other diasporas of soca music can be played on the route. I think they, in my opinion, I think they wanted to bring back the true reasoning for carnival along the route. And if you want to hear those other genres of music, the dedicated sound systems are for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think carnival is a festival period that is about expression. It's about euphoric moments. And the music itself presents that. I think I have no issues with the other genres of music, but it's not as uplifting in terms of its lyrical content in some of those other genres. So I think Notting Hill Carnival made the conscious decision to make it soca only, and its, you know, and its friends and family. Go ahead.
Just to extend on that and talk about what's actually happened with the music policy. The last few years is when Notting Hill Carnival has basically enforced it as basically a sanctionable rule.
Yeah.
The rules have actually been in place surrounding music for at least, I think it's about 15 years, but it's never been enforced. But now it's because it's enforceable. Bands obviously have to adhere by it. Otherwise, the simple fact is you'll just get banned for 1 year for your first time doing it. And if you do it again, it's pretty much an indefinite ban after that.
And that includes remixes as well. You can't even play remixes. You're not allowed to play remixes.
Yeah, to a degree. But I think they're more focusing on bands that literally play a set of
Reggae.
yeah.
You're ruining my experience. I've come out for a good time. Everybody's enjoying themselves. This is the in tune. People are on it, and it like everybody's dancing. Everybody's enjoying it. It doesn't.
The year of last.
Yeah.
I think every truck played that, and I think the year after, Notting Hill Carnival banned any Afro beats, any dancehall, anything like that. I think that's the year of COVID when we came back.
Yeah.
I think that was
2022 was definitely a pivotal year for everything to be changed.
yeah.
I think it does. That year definitely goes down as pretty much one of my worst carnivals
I
ever.
remember the last. Everyone was playing that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why was it your worst carnival?
I don't know.
Where do I start?
I almost feel like because we didn't do it for 2 years, when we did get to do it, it's almost like we forgot how to carnival. It happened on the Monday because that meant that we didn't get to. Well, any band that was behind that particular truck didn't get cross stage. We were at standstill
the
for
driver.
5-6 hours.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I heard about that as well.
Wow.
But yeah, that was definitely an interesting year to remember.
So what it is, I always talk, and this is why sometimes we have to warm up into the podcast, which is Buddy's point, to say maybe the first half hour we don't record. Do you know what I mean? And then you warm up. Do you know? I mean, I appreciate you saying that was not necessarily a great year, but do you know what was a good year? Do you remember the year it just flooded Carnival?
I knew he was gonna say that.
And it was cats and dogs rain. People looked out their window and said, "I'm not going." It was my favourite Carnival because in my head I'm like, the noise. All the buddies, they're not coming because they're not about Carnival. Me, yes, put on my what's it, the dry fit,
I think that was 17.
and then let's go.
Fell asleep on a train. Got pictures of you still. He ruined that carnival before that carnival even started for me because
I remember that,
the day before when we was at Dirty Mass and it was like he got drunk. I'm gonna tell quick citrus.
And then I fell asleep at my aunt's.
Yes, and he turned and telling me where his dad lives, and I'm saying no. Your dad don't live there. You're going the wrong way. He's walking miles and miles.
Oddly enough, Maryland.
Till he mashed up my feet, and I said, "I'm done." I was on the way back to the car. We had Tongo actually driving us back home. And then as he was driving us back, before I got to meet him up, he was driving in my car, funny enough, and because I drove down there, I was walking back to him. I got to a point where I just said, I quit. I'm done. My feet are hurting. I've been walking for hours all day. I'm done. I sat down on the floor and I said, I'm done. They were cleaning up at this point, nearly finished cleaning up Carnival as well. And I'm just like, oh, I'm done. I can't bother. I got one more phone call. My battery was just at the last bit. I said, all right, then cool. He said, just up that road. I was like, I'm making up this road and then I'm done. Got up the road, met Tongo, got home. Next day, it's pelting down with rain. Got SK sitting there saying to me, you going Carnival? He's looking out the window going, boy, you know. I'm looking out the window saying, boy, you know. This one's going, I'm still going. I said, I ain't sure about that. He went.
But I asked this question back to you, buddy. Do you ask regarding the music presentation because you want to hear those types of genres on the road?
I mean, to be fair, if you went a few years back, yes. If you're going to where I got to and where I probably currently sit, yeah, I'm less okay with it because I'm more into soca. Yeah. But the problem I have,
yeah, bro, he's giving you the PC
he's lying,
response.
isn't he?
No. The problem I have is I don't feel to myself that you're being fair. Like the market should be open to everyone. It's a festival. It's about enjoyment. Now, as I'm into bashment, for example, and reggae, and I think it's of why can I not listen to that on the road?
I saw Paul trying to break a table.
He was about to uppercut him.
No, and the worst thing is, these man will say, I'm a soca head now. You know I'm a soca head now, but I'm like, I just want to be in the interest of fairness. Why not?
This goes back to my original point, though, when I said, has Carnival migrated to become a festival?
So let Paul get his frustration out, and then
just regarding the music policy, obviously our masqueraders who paid to be there, and some of them pay, $1,000. They know they want to hear soca. They've signed up for wearing a costume, dancing to soca music. Everybody else that's on the peripherals, they're irrelevant. Like we're playing the music to our masqueraders.
That's
if
why
you
you're
want
on
to
that
hear all of those subgenres, there's like 60 sound systems scattered around the route.
All right, so Paul, let me give you a
Wait.
No, we can't skate over
No.
the
They
point.
can't skate over what he said.
He said
the viewers
Rules.
Yeah.
are irrelevant.
And I totally
That
disagree with that.
Is harsh,
Very harsh.
beyond belief. Because
that was us for 10 years.
I mean, not me, but all right.
As in we would jump in, but
But
go
no.
on.
The reason why I say it's harsh is because 99.8% of those that are on the peripherals were like, I wish I knew how to get one of those costumes. But hence why when I
wish I was brave enough to.
I'd be like, oh, you get certain men and women that are a certain size being like, oh, I don't think I could wear something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. It's not my culture. I don't understand it. So to say they're irrelevant, I think is very...
But that's under context of musical choice.
So
That's not.
he's
That's
doing it on
only
music,
under that
to be fair.
context.
Yeah, to be fair.
But even then, I would say, yes, you've signed up for a soccer event and you expect it, but I don't see anything wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want you to play an hour of bashment, or I don't want that. But the tunes that are popping around that time, to have them mixed in with a song or those kind of things, I think is part of the whole, blending pot of what soca is.
But our DJs do carefully do that, and they will do
not over the last few years.
No, I'm talking about our DJs.
Oh, your DJs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carefully, they have done it.
So you're not on the road next year then?
Put a soca... No. They've put a soca beat and the a cappella from whatever the hot tune is and made it a hybrid tune. But they'll only just play one tune.
Part of it, yeah.
But
Because for me,
we're
that
talking about
DJing.
a half an hour set of...
Yeah.
And bands do that.
Yeah, that I think is wrong.
Those are the bands that get annihilated on the route.
Just
Let's be real.
Just as a question, in carnivals in the Caribbean, are they that strict with the musical thing as well?
100%. I would say apart from Jamaica, just because Jamaica is
Dancehall,
representing
reggae,
that's their culture. So there's gonna still be that hybrid of.
Why are you toning down? Did you say Jamaicans don't know Carnival before the
But I
podcast?
beg you,
Why-
I beg you,
why-
don't do that.
Why are you trying to tone it down? Like,
No, there's two of us.
Go
and
on.
one of us here. So allow it.
But the reason I'm asking is because if we're saying that everything is really about the culture and the culture is really trying to bring what is authentic. If it's not being played anywhere else, then diluting it over here becomes, as to Buddy's point, a festival. Is it a carnival or is it a festival? If it's a festival, then by all means open it
I would
up.
definitely say
If
it's
you're
both.
saying if it's authentically a carnival, then you have to go with what everyone else does in a carnival.
it's-
Yeah, but you have
it's
to remember,
both.
there is one element to this that we have to also embrace. If you're a person who doesn't listen to soca music, you listen to Afro beats. However, you're in carnival just because you want to experience
Yep.
it, and you hear CJ on the decks, and all of a sudden,
Well, one second. Not just CJ.
No, I'm
you
just
hear
saying-
every band play this tune, and there's that song that, and you don't know what the song is, but now you've heard it 8 times
Yeah.
throughout carnival. Like, I like that song. Like, what is that? Let me.
and it brings your interest into something
the
that
biggest
was never there.
homage is Denise Belfont work.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A soca track from, okay, I'm gonna say 2000s.
Yeah.
I might say 2000s.
2002, I think it was.
The 2000s
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere around
originally, and then it came out as a house track in like 2015 or 2013 or something, and it's been remixed again. And I heard it on a.
I think it was on a hip hop album. though.
It's on a hip hop album. Yeah.
Drake.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
Drake.
Drake.
So having those different
So,
genres
but-
come into it,
But that means that when you stay true to the cause, as like Paul was saying, if you stay true to the cause, not only are you influencing out, you're now being influenced in. And that's why sometimes sticking to your core will start opening doors.
No, you know what? Sorry, I just jarring me because it's carnival now. It's not carnival. It's soca. Let's just call it. It's a soca festival because all of a sudden I
okay.
can't play.
Let the Jamaican talk.
No, I can't play bashment. I can't play reggae. I can't play garage. I can't play anything. So I now it's a soca festival. It's not a carnival. It's not an enjoyment of music. It's a soca festival.
Okay.
I'll-
what other
sorry,
carnivals have you been to in the world?
I've been to St.
I've been
Lucian
to-
Carnival,
I've been to-
and
And in
that
St.
was
Luc-
just soca.
all
That
day.
was just pure soca.
And they don't even play soca outside of their island sometimes.
But they also
Yes.
don't have any sound systems as well to provide the alternative. That's why I was saying Notting Hill for me is both a festival and a carnival.
yeah.
and
The carnival is the
yeah.
route. The festival is all the sound
Those
systems.
sounds.
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
to answer Buddy's point. When Buddy's saying, "Where can I hear all of that?" You'll hear that in the Rampage. You'll hear that in the King Tubbies. You'll hear that in all the sounds that are on the peripherals playing those type of music. If you want to hear it,
It's not just that. So when you go into things like Trinidad, they're very funny about keeping their things very streamlined when it comes to their
It's
music.
only of recent that they started playing outside islands in Trinidad Carnival.
Exactly.
Before
'Cause they're-
it was just Trini soca
And that's
all
not
day.
right. And that's not right. Like,
but that is
what do you
their
mean it's not
culture. That's
right?
their soca. That's
it's,
their
the end of
carnival.
it's
the
not
day,
their
you can't-
soca. It's our
Sorry,
soca.
so
It's
what I'm saying,
our music.
it's their carnival. If they're saying
Yeah.
that's what they're doing in their carnival, who are we to go over? Listen, I'm
Buddy
not,
wants to come to your house and tell you what music to play in your
can't
house.
do-
bro.
no,
No, but I'm saying, no, but hold on, so hold on a second.
Go on.
Who lives in England then? So what is it? Why is it now only Trinidad or St. Lucian or the smaller islands or
Sorry.
soca music that's allowed to play within the
Sorry,
carnival?
no. I
It's
think
not just for
no,
them.
I think we're merging two different things. I was talking about the Trinidad Carnival. The point made earlier was that it's only Trinidad soca. So if you're talking about in Trinidad Carnival, I can't then come over there and tell them, no, you got to play, I don't know, Bajan soca because that is their carnival. If Notting Hill Carnival is
But
built, it's
Trinidad,
built.
if you look at Trinidad, yes, the carnival itself, but I think they were the only island that had an international soca monarch where all the winners from any island could come and compete. And I'm sure,
No,
CJ, you'll know,
there's
there's
never,
been people,
no.
yes, there has, who have
What
won
international
Soca
monarch
Monarch.
not from Trinidad?
Say again?
Soca
Google
Monarch.
it.
Sorry, I didn't even hear the question.
Switch
Someone
Soca
from
Monarch
outside,
from outside of
has
Trinidad.
won before.
Not by themselves.
I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I don't
Are
know.
you sure about that?
Not by themselves.
Are you
So
talking about
Skinny
Road
and
March or
Nyla.
Monarch?
Skinny and Nyla
That's close.
won.
Road
Skinny-
March or Monarch?
Skinny's Vincent.
Monarch.
Yeah, no.
No.
Soca Monarch.
I'm,
Not that I can
No.
think of.
pretty sure
Road
someone from
March.
outside has won.
Road March.
So I was in Trinidad. I'm going to say this was year 2000. I was in Trinidad 2000 for Carnival, and I went to Soca Monarch, and I believe Taupri did all Old One Alone.
hmm
He came out on stage, and the beat played. The crowd just went nuts. Just the beat. He came out on the stage and pulled off his hair
Yeah.
and threw it into
Sure.
the crowd.
Who?
Not
Taupri.
by himself.
pulled his hair off, threw it into the crowd. Everyone went crazy. It was one of the biggest, for a spectacle. It was absolutely amazing. I'm not gonna lie and say I remember who won that year. Probably Super Blue, but what came after that was just like it was flatline. However, the judges realised if we don't say Super Blue won, bottles are gonna pelt to the
riots.
To the judges. Yeah. So they had to bow down.
Yeah.
To answer the question, Mr. Killer from Grenada won it in 29 with Run With It.
There you go.
2019, and he's the main solo winner of the International Soca Monarch, who was not from Trinidad and Tobago.
That was recently.
He won it in
2019. He was one of the very few non-Trinidadians. He was one of the very few non-Trinidadians to fully win the title outright in Trinidad carnival culture, not as a tie joint winner, which means he can't be the only one because it says one of the very few non-joint winners.
He said there was a joint.
I'm sure there was a groovy one year as well.
There's been a number of joint winners. But yeah,
I remember who it was.
So,
costumes.
Yeah. So let's I think let's get into the nitty gritty, right?
Yeah.
Costumes. What are the biggest headaches?
God.
Look, we want to know. Come on.
Replication for sure. Making sure you can get obviously you do the prototype months and months in advance. You've then got to.
Sorry. You're talking to novice here.
Right. Okay. So
prototypes. What
process is normally design. Well, come up with a theme, work out what sections you're doing, design the costume on paper, and then you put together a prototype. And it's normally section by section. You might have 4 different options, various feather pieces, head pieces, and stuff like that. And over the costume, you've got different fabrics, trimmings, rhinestones, all the different elements that go together with the costume.
Oh, costumes cost $1,000. He said feathers, rhinestone, trimmings,
bits.
Right. Okay.
Bits of costume.
The most expensive part of a costume is the feathers.
Feathers.
Yeah. Then the next part is the services that you provide.
Are they
on
real
the road.
feathers?
They're 100% real. Every single feather is real.
Real feathers.
Is that your feathers or
everybody's feathers are real? The only thing that's happened in the last couple of years is people have started to use faux pheasant feathers. Only because they've become problematic to get from China. They're not actually allowed to export them anymore.
Wow.
So all costumes are using real feathers?
They're 100% real. Ostrich, turkey, duck, pheasant, all the different species. Peacock.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, okay.
But they are a byproduct. Obviously, they're killed for the meat.
For other purposes
and then the feathers.
So, Paul, I went on your website.
Yep.
I wanted to buy a costume. There's £1,000.
Right. Our costumes don't start at £1,000.
No, the one that I liked was 1,000.
Right. Okay.
Why am I going to spend £1,000 to wear a costume for one day?
I guess because you're invested in the culture. I guess because you understand the value of the costume. You understand the elements that go to form, because it's not just the costume. There's probably about another 100 elements that contribute to your experience, not just on the day, but on the lead up. Oh, and goodie bag culture has also pushed up.
So what's this goodie bag thing? Talk to us, because men don't really get these kind of things.
Yeah, men get them too.
Men definitely get them.
So what is it? What is it?
So goodie.
Listen, anytime I go to take a drink, you look up.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So goodie bag culture again stems from Caribbean. Obviously back in the day, you used to just get a very simple drawstring bag with your cup in it, and maybe a couple of free bits. You might even get a condom in it if you're lucky. Yeah. But that would be it. It'd usually be 3B items alongside the wristband and the cup, which is necessities, and that would be it. But now it's got to the point where I would say Tribe, if you take them as an example, they give full pull-along luggage.
Trolleys.
Luggage, pull-along, carry-on
cabin
case.
crew kind of thing.
With Tribe branded down the front of it.
Tribe, yeah?
Yeah.
Just
they even gave a very
talk the talk
diplomatic piece of contents in there, referred to as a rose for the female masqueraders.
Is that
nice? That
vibrating?
That went viral online. Yeah. So it's a special vibrating.
What, Tribe, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Buddy wants one of them.
Bro, I was about to say, isn't this like a
females.
benefit for the women?
The women, yeah. Obviously, you have male-specific goodie bags and female.
They give men
specific goodie bags.
trainers.
Yeah, men got trainers.
I got tried.
Tribe trainers.
Wait,
Tribe
what are
trainers.
you not giving away? Because I'm
Right, but bear in mind, though,
Don't bear in mind me. I'm
bear
hearing
in mind-
suitcase trainers.
their costumes start from £1,000. Ours probably peak at around £1,000. So their budget is not the same as our budget.
And in all honesty, I have to be
Even
fair.
though we're expected to give something similar.
Similar.
No,
Yeah,
wait, one
no,
second.
but
You're-
in all
no,
honesty,
I've got
hold on. One question. Would you wear tribe trainers?
At Carnival, I'd wear the.
Bro,
I'll be
me.
tribing out them tribe trainers.
Do I know what
My
they-
Nike
you
Air
know
tribes. You're mad. Yeah. I'm wearing
They're
everything.
not Nike. Or
I don't
know.
care.
I don't care.
They're Carnival Nike.
Yeah, but comfortability.
Oh, one second. Shut up,
Okay.
man. Like,
Would
when
you
you
wear-
what?
would you
That,
wear-
that's
Free.
nice, yeah.
Free.
Come
So Colin,
Yeah.
I went on your website. I see. I saw a piece. £600+
That's correct.
What am I getting for that, bro? It sounds like you're being extortionate. I can't lie. I gotta be honest.
So for the price that you pay, you get a costume, you get breakfast, lunch, snacks.
Okay, so let's break it down. Breakfast, what? £25,
Max.
right? Okay, lunch. Okay, £20 for breakfast.
you can't
Lunch,
do it.
£25.
Okay.
So that's £45, and then a snack.
Dinner.
The snack tenner. So we're at £55.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's still £600 left.
You also get a
Unlimited
40-foot
alcohol.
You also, forget what's the alcohol on. You also get a 40-foot truck
Want
with
to take home?
music.
Generator.
Okay,
music
so
share.
all right, a 40-foot
But I can
truck.
walk. I can walk next to your float for the
No,
whole day
no, that's fair. A 40-foot truck exclusive to myself and my people. Then.
with the security,
All
etc.
right. I'm gonna turn around and say my contribution to the truck out my 600 is now 150. So there's still 450 left,
You
bro.
get 2 toilets.
I only need one, so I'm gonna give you 50 for that.
Okay.
'Cause I'm gonna use it
Security.
maybe 5 times,
You get
4 times.
SIA security.
All right, so that's okay. All right, I'll pay £50 to that. I've still got £350 left.
You get a goodie bag.
£50 for the goodie bag.
What's in the goodie bag?
Plenty.
Plenty.
Wait, are we talking?
He wants to know if he gets a rose.
We're at 300 left,
Plenty.
Yeah.
and we ain't spoke about the costume yet.
Let's talk about DJ.
You're insured to be with us as well. Don't
So
forget that.
insurance.
Public liability.
All right, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna put £25. So we're now at 275.
DJs.
£25.
20, oh, DJs. Okay.
Yeah, we have.
All right, so if I get into
forgot
a
that as well.
rave-
We've got
Yep.
7 DJs.
So if I go into a rave with 7 DJs, I'm probably paying what, £30? Okay, right. So where was I? I was
Oh,
at
simple.
325.
You probably
You ain't paying for the costume yet.
Photo
So
shoot,
I'm
website,
at
video,
325.
social media.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's a 9-month
free-
campaign.
a 9-month campaign. I'm gonna put £50 to that. 325. Where was I? I was at 275 and another £50. So I'm at 225. So the costume.
But the designer gives it to you for free, doesn't he?
Oh, pay for the designer. Okay.
Design
the
fee.
designer for bespoke piece because there's only 50 pieces. All right.
So
I'm gonna pay.
have you included the actual cost of the
No,
costume?
not yet.
No.
I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm at 225. Okay, the costume £50. So I'm at 175.
Plus the costume. You got to pay China too.
The shipping.
Yeah.
All right, I know that's expensive. So £100 for the shipping and the materials.
And you've got to have
So
all
I'm
of this
still at
before.
£75.
Yeah. And you got to have somewhere to distribute the costumes.
All right, okay. So £20 for that.
Yeah. And you need staff at the distribution.
All right. Okay.
And you didn't say staff on the road either.
He didn't say stuff on the road.
No.
All right. Okay. I'm kind of square.
No, you're in minus.
So then, what's the point?
Why do you do
You
this
know what I
then?
mean? Why'd you do it? Do you get what I mean?
That's the big
Not
question.
to be facetious,
That's a massive
but
question.
all I'm trying to do is get people
I'll
to
tell you
understand.
this: if you used to do carnival for money, you're in the wrong business.
I wouldn't say that.
I would say that
I
wholeheartedly.
wouldn't say that, but I'd definitely say in the UK, because we're restricted by the numbers, it's very hard to make the maths.
I mean,
So-
I made the maths. When I said earlier on, just do dirty maths on a Sunday.
Okay, so
I
he
was
said
just-
this. He said, if you remember what he said, there's 12 bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If one band was to drop out, they don't replace them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
See,
It's-
great
it's-
for you lot to drop out. It means I'll get more
so-
people.
so-
But the thing is, we only do we do Sunday as Dutty Mass pays for or contributes to our costs
on Monday.
for Monday.
So sorry, I want to come back to that.
What about the bands that has a children's band? We don't have Dutty-Mars money.
So you can't pay. You can't charge children the same.
Sorry.
We don't have 1,300.
What do you mean you don't have the Dutty Mass money? I don't understand because.
Well, he has 1,300 times. What's your entry
But that's from
price?
building, though, isn't it? Remember we started from 70.
£95.
95.
So call it £100.
That's 13 grand.
Quick maths.
13 grand. Is it?
Yeah.
Sure about that?
Everyone's gone quiet now.
Moment of silence for the
Yeah.
maths.
No, I've got
1,300 times
a money
100.
question, but I'm going to ask it in a bit
1,300
still.
times 100 is 13 grand.
Well,
That's
130.
130k. Yeah.
Why didn't we're less? I don't understand the problem.
No, we're not nice.
No, I'm still trying to work.
Is that 13 grand?
I'm trying to work out the freaking problem, bruv. I'm doing that day, and then we're nice. So when you're sitting there telling me that we can't make money off of Carnival, or anyone that gets into Carnival to make money can't do it, that's not
What
fair.
you said that.
Okay, I'm a person. My full-time job is Carnival. I do nothing else apart from Carnival. I'm a designer and a band owner. I can tell you categorically, even at the level that we're at, our band just about scrapes.
What level are you at?
Well, we're one of the biggest.
Yeah.
We're not
One of
the
the
biggest,
biggest.
but now we're one of the biggest because we're going to be slightly smaller this year. Last year we was probably the biggest. This year we're one of the biggest.
How much did you have last year?
900
So that is, for a band on the road, 900
in
people.
the UK.
In the UK,
Yeah.
you are top tier.
So I'm gonna migrate the conversation along a bit because
What I was going to extend and say is, UCOM as my band, it's kind of like self-sufficient. It covers the costs. It's okay, but I don't make my living from the band. I enjoy doing the band, but I don't make my living from that. I make my living from designing costumes around the world, and that's
So coming from
Basically
you
what I'm
as
saying.
one of the biggest, that's a big statement.
it's very hard to make money in the UK as a band.
so I'm going to time out here and migrate the conversation on. Notting Hill Carnival generates over £100 million
This is where I was going.
over the weekend. How are you telling me it generates over £100 million, yet one of the biggest bands on the road isn't self-sufficient, that he has to now take on a second job? And no disrespect, Paul, but you're doing a second job to facilitate your lifestyle. CJ, I know you work.
He's got a second job.
That's his first job. Carnival is his second. But I know this is what you're doing. Sorry, Jen,
That's fine.
to derail the conversation, but I'm turning around and saying I can't understand how you're going to tell me this weekend generates 100 million, and that's what people are understanding through income that's being declared.
Yeah.
Times
right.
that by 4.
400 million.
400
So
million.
this is what Wiley's saying. 400 million as our style. So sorry, style for people that don't understand. He checks all of our facts. So he's saying 400 million, but you're not sustainable, and you're not sustainable because you have to have a first job / second job. You've got a second job, and we can try and replicate this conversation
amongst the 12, 13 bands.
the 13 bands, Dirty Mass bands on the Sunday, amongst children's bands, amongst all of the other bands on the Monday, and the sound system. What have you guys done wrong? Right? That means you are not commercially viable at this point when the event generates nearly £500 million.
And there is one thing I want to add to it. There is the hidden economy of Carnival, which includes things like makeup artists, DJs, dancers, because these are the kind of factors and figures that don't necessarily go through the books as like, so dancers, truck drivers, tailors, security teams, photographers, chefs, hairstylists, makeup artists. So all of these people are part of this hidden £4 million that is going on, and
400
million, sorry, that doesn't include things like food and drink and all of that kind of thing that's going on.
So as I said, the question is, where is the model broken?
The model is broken to the point where it's almost like we have a ceiling on numbers that we can cater for, a ceiling on the amount of truck passes we can get. As I said, we can only get 1 or 2 trucks. If we could get 3, 4 trucks, then you can start elevating your numbers, having larger numbers, bring the cost down. The cost could even be brought down slightly because you're now
spreading it
over more people. You're getting more income, but we're sealed at trucks, amount of people we can have, and the price point that we can be at.
It's-
Because
it's
you're
security,
already
no,
saying
no,
it's
wait.
quite expensive just from not even knowing what's included. It just sounds expensive to you. But if we just take that as this is the ceiling, how are we going to get more from that pie? There's
But no,
nothing
to be,
left.
to be fair though, if you had more trucks, then there won't be enough space. It does like unless they extend the carnival and makes more.
The whole carnival is actually
Yeah, it would have to be. Yeah, it'd have to be bigger. So it
Disagree.
doesn't make sense
Sorry,
that
buddy.
way.
So if you was to compare the list from last year to this year,
It's
it's a significant decrease in the amount of bands that's on the road. For
And
20
if you're saying those bands now don't have as many trucks, so there's less vehicles on the
So
road,
then you
right?
should
I'll
be
tell you
necessary
this
of
now, and
taking
this is my opinion. The route that we're on with the amount of bands that's on the road, we're going to get around very quickly.
So you're gonna have big
I
gaps.
think the objective for Carnival
It's to finish.
is to finish early.
How many bands are there on the road?
There used to be
There was
60 in total.
there was 60 bands last
60.
year.
But I think there's
I think that's half.
There's no, it's not half. It's probably about 40 now.
Okay, gents, sorry. I'm going to rally back on the point I made. What are you getting wrong, or what has the carnival system done? 2 XLs, I like it. So what has the carnival system done that stifled the growth potential of the bands? Alternatively, who has their hand in the pot?
I don't think it's as easy as one simple answer. I think it's to do with economics as well. I think the customer themselves have a ceiling on price point, but depending on which band you're in.
So you think it should be more?
No, I think, like, for example, the customer that goes with Paul, their price point can go up to 1,000. The customer that comes with me, the price point can only go up to 600. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's different consumers. And whereas we want to be a bigger band means more staff, more logistics, more food, more security. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that...
But then something has to give. I mean...
What has to give?
Mathematically, from a business point of view, something has to give. If I'm sitting there saying to myself, either if my price is here and it can't go any higher, fine. But then something down here has to give then.
No,
because
buddy,
then
buddy.
in all fairness, then you just got to look at your product lines. Like Citrus said, and his whole point on this question is, if you're saying that the business is saying to me you're making X amount of money in the pot right now.
There's only a certain...
You're
point you can
overspending.
Buddy.
Because there's no way.
Buddy.
I'll tell you
Trust
what.
me, as a band owner and a band leader, for the past 4 years, and I look at my P&L, right? There's so many dead costs that we have that are unavoidable. Every single year.
Explain.
Massive variables. Even okay, a simple example is 1 year the US dollar collapsed. Not the US dollar, the pound against the US dollar collapsed. And I think we ended up at like dollar for pound. And that, like, that could set you back for the next few years.
Because if you're buying from China, you're probably
Exchange
buying
rate.
the same
Yeah,
dollar.
but then at the same time, if the dollar goes up to 150, then you might win because it depends on where. I used to set my budget at 125 because it was kind of steady at that. But if it increases, then great.
But then you're gambling
you'll
on
get
the wrong
money. But
points.
if it drops, then you're screwed.
Okay, so, and for those watching, I don't mean to sound like I'm being an ignorant prick, but it's the point I'm trying to bring to the table is we have 2.5 million people over the 3-day carnival period, and I'm saying 2 winners sitting beside me, one on my left, one on my right, are trying to justify their pricing because they can't maneuver.
And how is that possible to be a winner?
And I think, how can you be the winners and still be a loser?
Sponsorship's another way.
Well, bud, one sec. I don't think that's fair because at the end of the day,
a business is sustainable on its own feet.
What we're trying to say is there's a culture that's our culture, and we need to be at the forefront of driving that culture forward. If Paul has to take a second and third job, and CJay has to take a second and third job to be able to continue delivering the levels of success that we enjoy at Carnival, we need to understand why, out of this large pie,
so much of it is going astray.
the Carnival bands itself is getting less than, and it sounds like, from the numbers you guys are sharing, if Wiley says it's £400 million,
That's the London economy gets 400 million
but-
pounds.
so
So I tell
you
you
are
this thing.
getting less than 0.1%. As bands, you're getting less than
And you lot are the
0.1%.
main
However, if none of the bands turned up,
there's no carnival.
there's no carnival. So I'm getting very annoyed in a podcast setting. So I've got to regulate myself. So sorry, CJ. I'm going to come to you in a sec. But what I'm saying is, I'm challenging you both. You're sitting beside me. I'm saying to you both, you've got your business model wrong, or someone has their hand in the pot.
And
Where can we get this right?
I don't agree with him often, but at this point, I'm
I
sitting
don't
there on the
necessarily
same
think
fence.
it's someone's got their hand in the pot.
Someone
I
has
think,
their hand in the pot.
I think it's a case of
That might not be. Then the
Paul said
numbers wrong.
earlier there were 2 police officers that were there. One was sleeping in the van in the truck. The other one couldn't be found. CJ said one of his was good. I don't remember the other one.
How much are you paying for
The
them?
bands essentially had to pay for that service to the Met Police or to whichever police service provided that service. That was a cost to Notting Hill Carnival. That's part of the £400 million. If every single band, 60 bands, had 2 police officers, there was a cost associated to that. If these police officers are being removed, you're now going to train Wiley and Buddy to be your new police officers. Where's the money that went to those police officers now going? Tell me it's been
I'm not getting
reinvested
it.
back.
Wiley and Buddy ain't getting it.
Tell me it's been reinvested back. Do you understand? I'm
understand
coming
what
from
you're
a very
saying, but-
ignorant point of view.
Yeah, and
But
this-
I can't turn around and see my boy and my boy on both sides of me turn around and say to me, we need second jobs because the job that we do doesn't work. And, sorry CJ, I'm going to expose you. I've been to his house 3-4 o'clock in the morning. CJ, why are you up? Yeah, I'm up. Knock the door quietly, come to the back. Is this the back cave? What's going on? Yeah, come to the back. Shh. Mrs. Kids are sleeping. I go through CJ's house, walk through the yard. He's got a hut 3x2. CJ is 2x2. So there's only one left in the hut. But my man is sewing sequences. Sequences? Is that the right word?
Gluing.
Yeah.
Gluing with a glue gun, enough hot in the hut, 3 o'clock in the morning. Why? Because someone's coming to pick up the costumes on the weekend. And then you're turning around and saying, but I've got to get up in the morning
And go work.
and go work.
100%.
That says to me, someone has their hand in the pot. Paul's saying he does this full time. However, he still has to go and work externally around the world, designing costumes, because his main job, which is the winners, it's not like I'm just a participant. This is a winner who's
Regular winner
saying,
as well.
a regular winner who's saying, we're not sustainable. We had 900 people. We're not sustainable. 1,300. We're not sustainable. And I'm like,
So does
wait a
more
minute.
people help? No, that doesn't help.
It doesn't
Like,
help.
I can't get enough.
So get more people. That's not going to help.
so-
Reduce your cost. That won't help.
So what do you
As
two
I said,
see as a
something
solution?
is wrong.
So what do you two
For us,
see
there's-
as a
well,
solution?
for me, there's
Sorry
not,
for my monologue, guys. I'm going to pipe down.
it's all right. For me, it's not that it's a case of wrong. Like, we're not in this to make money in the sense of make a profit. As long as we meet our budget lines,
Bills are paid.
So this is
bills
a
are
hobby.
paid, we're good. No. It's
Nope.
not. It's not that it's a
Nope.
hobby.
Go on.
It's just a project that we enjoy doing, and it's not just me. It's the entire team. Everyone who has a private section with us, everyone who manages the band, they do it because they enjoy it. Once I see, or if I ever saw that there's a significant amount of people that don't enjoy this anymore, I would wrap it up and say, you know what, let's not do this anymore. But what I do in regards to earning my money in terms of designing, that I do because I need to earn a living. UCOM was never and is never been there to earn a living. And even touching on what you said about, sponsorship. What about sponsorship? We get sponsorship. CJ gets a little bit, but we get sponsorship and we get some good sponsors as well. But the simple fact is, Notting Hill Carnival as a collective and all the bands involved in Notting Hill Carnival, and this stems from even the organisers who get sponsorship, the whole sponsorship game has been messed up. Like, back in the day, we used to get 50 to 100K, and that would mean that the band would be profitable. Like, we'd have plenty of money to go into next year, and we'd be good. But now, you're struggling to call 10 grand. And sponsors are looking at you and they want
the most.
VIP lounge. They want to hijack your truck. They want the whole truck branded. They want T-shirt backs. They want cups. They want your boxes, your bag.
For 100
they
grand,
want
you can have it.
all of no, but
No,
they
bro,
don't.
for
They want that
10
for
grand.
10. And the thing is, your turn. Just an example. You'll turn around and say, "Sorry, we
10
cannot
costumes.
do that
Yeah,
for
10
that,
costumes.
and we have to step away from you." There's a next band down the road that will do it for 5. And that's
Still, you
breaking.
lot are
That's
killing
literally
yourselves.
breaking the industry.
No, but
like
you're missing the point, bro.
we won't take it because we know it's not worth that anywhere near that. But there's a band down the road that will always take it. And as they keep going down and getting these cheaper deals with everyone, they want to do it. You even had a sponsor come to you who came to me, came to about 4 other bands that I'd been speaking to, and literally they were playing each band off against each other, and they've now settled on the cheapest band.
But
it isn't about what the band, because it used to be about what coverage can you give me? What presence am I going to have on the road? How well are you going to deliver everything? How much, how many followers do you have? What kind of social media do you have? Do you have any, good mail out lists where you can send our stuff out to? Where is our products landing in the hands of, okay, for us, it can be a total of 2,000 plus people. But for CJay, it might be 300 people. Or for the next band down the road, it might only be 50 people. So even though you're getting it cheaper there, what are you actually receiving as the tangible receivables in the end of it? What exposure are you getting for it? Very little. But it's because you've gone for the cheaper option, not the better option.
It's very similar to I think Buddy was asking earlier, like, why are you doing it? It's very similar to like DJing, and people are putting promotions and dances. They don't do it because they're going to make money from dances. They do it because they love what they do.
Yeah.
And the minute, as Paul has so eloquently put it, the minute people stop loving what you do, you made them fall out of it. I DJ. I don't love DJing as much as I used to, but I still love it. The minute I fall out of love of DJing, that's me. I don't need to DJ. I'm not doing it because it's paying me loads of money. I'm doing it because I love doing it. It's not a life changing thing.
You know what? You still earn, you don't lose.
But I understand the reasons why people would do something like that, because and to the point of when you talk about sponsors, I fully understand it. I've seen that, and it's not just a change in terms of sponsorship. It's a change in terms of how people take in information. Social media has changed the game. You don't need to have a big advert on a truck or anything no more. You could just do a couple things here, a couple things there on social media,
within the group, and
that becomes. Why am I paying you 100,000 when I can just pay someone 5,000 and do that and get the same level of
content
response?
Creation has become the biggest
This is what I'm
tangible
saying.
thing that they want now. As long as they can get enough reels and exposure via their content that they're getting, whether they're filming us or we're doing, we're hiring in models or whatever to do a product review or whatever it is, which we have done in the past.
I was just about to ask.
That's the value they see in it, because we've put, like Palmer's last year, we put one reel out that was collabed with them, us, and the person who created it. Within a few hours, 250,000 views straight away. And that's all they care about. They don't care about the other
So
stuff.
does that mean you need to change your model in regards to how you do your costumes, for example, having potentially influencers or people in that limelight as part of your your service?
I've still tried to remain true to how we put our product to people. We like our product to sell itself. We don't want to go down the road of starting to have, influencers and ambassadors, almost like putting a skewed view on what your product is. Because for me, I don't feel like it's a true representation of my brand.
But wait, there is one thing.
Sir, I'm going to bring the whole conversation back.
One point. That I totally respect what you're saying, because it does take away from the identity of what you created. Yeah. However, that influencer, that person in the limelight, doesn't have to be somebody from the outside. That could be brought out. That could be grown from internal.
100%.
I just wanted to say that it's not always a case of you have to. And the reason why I'm mentioning it this way is because, again, from the start, you said you went to do change where you were at that time, and that didn't happen. So you then left and then created your own. Yeah. So with that mentality, that kind of presence, you've already got everything you need to then do the same thing over. Yeah. Just changing the angle of how you're about to do it. So that's what.
So I prefer testimonials and things like having WhatsApp groups and all of that sort of stuff. That's for me where people give honest feedback and they attract other people. They're like, people might have just come in the group after a carnival and people are in there from the previous carnival and they're like, they're posting how much of a great time they had. Oh, this was in the goodie bag. Can't wait to sign up for UCOM again. And all that sort of stuff, for me, is more important than hiring a random person just to create a 40-second video.
Then maybe it should be you, Mr. UCOM.
Maybe.
But
I don't like talking like that.
Maybe.
So one more quick point.
No. So coming back to the original point that I made, and I'm going to direct this to CJ, is we discussed that Carnival generates £400 million. That £400 million doesn't live in sponsors' pockets.
No.
The money's not going to sponsors. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
That 400 million is outside of that. So us talking about sponsors is bullshit. Straight up and down. It's an easy avenue to get money from. However, that's not where the revenue's coming in.
We're avoiding
So
the problem.
do we speak to Transport for London? Because they get revenue from Notting Hill Carnival. Do we speak to, for example, I don't know, the airlines?
Tourism.
Because they get revenue from Carnival. Do we speak to the local government because they get money for do we speak to the
Airbnb.
the Airbnb companies, the hotels? Do we speak to the people that actually make money? And so as much as I appreciate the conversation, I'm going to go and put it all in the bin and turn around and say, if we look at and analyze the economy where it comes in, and we turn around and say, well, we're influencing that, we need to be speaking to those that are taking the benefits from it. Now, if you then look at it from a strategic point of view and say, this is where the money's, when we talk about the 400 million, this is where the money's coming in. These are the people we need to speak to, say, listen, us doing what we're doing helps you make the money the way you're making it. So we need to have that type of conversation. Us going at low level, saying to, for example, hey, Mr. Rum, we're from the Caribbean, sponsor us because we need 10 grand. They were like, okay, we need our rum to be spread out.
There's 40 bottles.
Yeah, here's a case and 2 grand. Or do you get what I mean? So as much as I appreciate the conversation, what I'm turning around and saying is I'm trying to understand it from more of a strategic point of view to say 400 million's coming in. We can't be begging for scraps right at the base level. We have to say, where's the money being spent? Where that money's being spent, let's approach those people and say, we help you, you need to help us.
Because nothing works.
I'm saying to CJ, I do apologise. We'll come to you after.
Well,
Sorry to labour that onto you, but I'm really trying to get you to understand the direction that we're trying to come from. If you get what I'm saying,
it's a bit of a double-edged sword because it's beyond us. Like we'd have to go to the committee members and not to go Carnival. These conversations are not with me and Paul. Do you know what I mean?
I think to a degree they are though.
Yeah, but
same
Paul,
way they found that extra 4 million or whatever it is they just pushed into
government.
Carnival.
Yeah, but Paul, we're not getting that. We're not.
Yeah, but
we're not,
why
we're not
why
getting
can't
it.
they find another 4 million to support?
I
us?
always said to you, Paul, yeah, our biggest cost, or dead costs for us, is the trucks.
Right.
I think Notting Hill Carnival should supply every single band a truck or 2.
A truck and the security should be paid
Yeah.
for. Those are our biggest
So
costs
if
on
you
the
had a
road.
magic one right now and you could wish
Those
something
2
in,
things, take that off my
Those
books.
2 things would
Take it off my books.
literally, we'd be 100%
I'm
profitable.
smiling.
So for argument's sake, they turn around to you and they say, look, with your registration, there's a £750 £750 fee for registration, but when you get this registration, it gives you 1 truck,
Or
this,
2 trucks.
that.
Yeah.
You have to supply insurance policies and
No
rah, rah, rah.
problem. Yeah.
And this is,
No problem.
and you would be a viable business.
100%.
For people that
don't understand,
how much is a truck? Yeah, give us
No,
kind
I
of.
can't disclose that.
No, I'm saying
I can disclose that. A
Thank you,
fully loaded truck for us is 30 grand.
what does 30 grand get you, Paul?
30 grand gets us the truck, the structure, the build.
So when you say this truck,
The truck,
how
so
many-
A 40
the
foot-
truck cab, the trailer attached to it,
Right.
the truck build, which is the trussing stage and everything that goes on it, 2 generators, a cutting edge sound system, all the infrastructure for the truck, whether you have toilets, bar setup, all that sort of
Amenities and all
stuff.
that, yeah.
And then you've got obviously the upstairs, you've got to decorate the truck, banner the truck, all of that stuff costs money. So you're looking at 30 grand.
So just one truck, you're
One
saying,
singular music truck,
is 30k.
30 grand
Right.
to have it on the road for the day,
to have on the road for a day.
for a day.
a day.
Sorry, for the weekend.
For the weekend.
For the weekend.
Okay, thank you.
Weekend.
But in true form, that's collecting it on Friday.
That's collecting
Saturday?
it. Well, you
No, it's available.
you sometimes get some loading days, so it depends. Like this year, they're just dropping the trailer outside, it gets built, and then they come and collect it.
Right. So and that's on just say Friday.
Say Friday, yeah.
So Friday to Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right. So for 4 days. This is what we're saying, yeah? So 4 days, you got a truck 30 grand. But that's one truck.
One truck.
And if
we've
you've got 2 trucks, that's 60 grand.
So our other truck wouldn't cost as much because it doesn't have a sound system on it and a couple of other infrastructure parts. So let's say 50 for the 2.
So 50 for the 2, right? Now, what we're then saying is we're applying to be a band for Notting Hill Carnival, the MT Podcast Band, we need 2 trucks. We already know it's 50 grand before anything else happens.
You sneeze.
Before anything else happens. That's just 2 trucks.
Yep.
That's no DJs,
No.
no security,
No banners, no
banners,
drinks,
no
no
nothing
food.
Food,
no drink, no food.
Yeah.
No, that's
Minus
just
50 grand.
you're already minus 50k.
Yeah.
Right. So as a step forward, as progressive, we can turn around and say, actually, getting the carnival pass, you will receive 50 grand for your 2 trucks or 30 grand for your 1 truck. Is this what we're asking Notting Hill Carnival Board?
This is what we'd like to ask them.
Let's just please sign me up.
Wiley, I need you to do a stat off for me. 60 bands?
Well, we're talking 40 now, isn't it?
40 now, yeah.
So 40 bands on the Monday?
And, sorry, I want to press on that as well. There's a lot of bands that haven't launched, and I think they haven't launched because they can't afford to.
Because of the cost.
Yeah.
So you're saying that technically there's a possibility Carnival Day, whereas
There'll be-
we've got
there'll be
40
less.
listed, there'll be 30.
Well, it'll be by
No,
they
so
have
when
to
that's-
reconfirm in July.
Right. So there was
I
a list
see.
that came out.
Yeah.
When was it? February?
Yeah.
February it came out with all the bands that had registered.
Oh,
Someone
applied.
else on social media decided to log all the bands that had launched. Yeah?
Oh, against the registration.
Against the registration. Then there's another list, bands that haven't launched. There's about 12 bands that haven't launched.
That are yet to launch now.
And it's due next week.
So it's not just yet to launch. They've put no launch date out.
No.
So
Oh,
there's
wow.
no
So they're not-
foreseen launch.
they're not-
And it's due
happening.
next week.
And question, to be fair, are these bands full costume bands with,
Full
or
bands.
are they pan bands?
Full bands. Mask
Still bands is a separate.
Yeah.
entity.
It's a separate list.
Mask bands.
So Wiley,
And they've been out for several years as well.
how much is that, Wiley?
How much is? Give me the thing you
So
after, sir.
the question is, we're going to conservatively say 45 bands at an average of 1.2 trucks per van.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Does that sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
So 40 at 1.2 trucks at
30 grand.
30 grand per truck.
So you're looking, if you're doing that, you're looking at 1.62 million.
1.62 million. So Paul said they found 4 million. So we're asking them to do a quarter of that.
Last year they found 4 million.
No, that's for this
for
year's
this year's
this year's
budget.
carnival.
Yeah.
So we're asking them to do a quarter of that, and that potentially makes those 40 bands potentially sustainable.
So a quick question. Have they told you, like, apart from the removing of the custodies, have they told you what this money will be spent on? Is there anything that you can see beneficial that they've said, look, we've got this 40 grand, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this with it?
4
There
million.
wasn't there some personnel or something they said they were going to pay for?
No, to go on the course, they're going to pay you.
So of course that
Facts.
they're providing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to pay.
They're going to pay the person
And
that
it's
goes
not
on the
two
course.
people. So I have to correct you. It's not 2 people. It's 1 person. The one individual goes on the course.
So
No,
see,
I was told it was one individual and the head of security has to go to a course.
So just to give clarity in terms of that 4.68 million,
Yeah.
it's mainly for safety and infrastructure improvements for the festival's 60th
So
anniversary.
in short, we're turning around and saying that out of that
what it says.
you said 4.6 million, right?
4.68 million.
And we said we want 1.6 million.
But that's going to be additional. And anyway, we've got a question for that, but that's going to be additional.
So
Really, truthfully.
So basically, what I'm trying to drill down to is how do we make sure that our carnival culture is sustainable long term?
So let Wiley then give you the list of what this 4.6 million
It's meant to be for crowd management system, stewarding, barriers and route safety, emergency planning, control centres, event infrastructure, and implementing recommendations from independent safety reviews. And the money was announced after concerns of the carnival size. So I've been dodging this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I'm not business. Why should the government pay for carnival? That is the question that you hear every single year. You've heard it from Suzanne Hall, you've heard it from various people. This is now, so initially, the initial money that was being given for carnival was just under $1 million from the London Assembly, is it? The government for London. It's now effectively, you can call it 5 and a bit million. Why should the taxpayer, because this is the question that people need to have an answer to, why should the taxpayer have to pay for that additional money for Carnival? That's what people are going to be wanting to know the answer for.
Because the Carnival...
Let the people that are doing it answer the question.
Well, from what I understand is the money is generated from the turnover that Carnival generates, which is meant to be 400 million, right?
But the 400 million is the London economy. That doesn't go to the London government.
It goes to the GDP.
What I'm saying, the London...
Yeah, but even if you took just the VAT from that, how much would that be?
But do the London citizens benefit? So if I pay, putting it very granularly, if I pay poll tax, I know the poll tax goes towards the infrastructure works of my borough. Yeah, poll tax. Old name in it. Yeah.
Right.
If I'm paying that, I know it's going towards that. If I'm now paying towards, and I'm in favour of this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, I'm asking a question because people are gonna be saying it. If I'm paying that money towards the Carnival, what is my benefit that I'm tangibly getting as an individual? That's what they're gonna be asking.
If you don't attend, then I don't know if I can fully answer that. If you live in the area, then I think that would be clear. Let's say for Carnival on your doorstep. But what I really wanted to say is the amount of people that attend Carnival, if you divided that up, that cost by those amount of people that are attending a free event, what is that cost per person?
Should it be ticketed? These are all conversations people throw up.
It's
and
not
do you
even,
know what I mean?
It's not even should it be ticketed, it's how could it be ticketed?
This is what I'm saying.
But
I'm not opposed to something being ticketed. I'm just opposed to how it looks as a bigger picture.
But we're still missing the fact that that's 400 and something million going into the economy of the country.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it doesn't benefit you directly in the sense of they send you a check in the post or whatever the case may be, but it helps the country that you're in. As CJay was saying, tourism is one of the UK's biggest, or London's biggest earners. People come here to take pictures of the flipping bridge. You pay for
bridge
flights.
is shaking.
Yeah, you pay for your flights, you pay for your accommodation, you eat food. While you're here, you do shopping. So all of these things helps the country, like the GDP of the country. The UK doesn't manufacture a lot of things. So tourism has now become one of its main earners. So I can't see the argument from anyone who's intelligent enough to know that you need tourism in the UK to make the UK a sustainable place.
Well, the arguments against it is policing costs, public funding, and safety issues. This is the arguments against it. I see the benefits of it, but for those of you that are involved in it, I mean, we've had this conversation on this podcast before, and to be clear, we're in favour of the funding of the Carnival. But for those that are involved in it, it's interesting to understand what your points were, because we might have an outside point of view, but surely you have an internal view of what that will be.
Yeah.
I think they've set it up to fail so that they can police it and do whatever they want with it.
I agree. I agree. This year is a definite turning point for...
Well, I feel like last
Carnival.
year was the pivotal point.
Yeah, but them taking away the police... I know that you got your own views on the police.
Yeah, but the liaisons were smaller in comparison to when they actually took away the police controlling certain things. Now it's got to the point where the police pretty much are just there for decoration.
Well, their words exactly, they're there for crime prevention.
Yeah. Public order.
That's what they're there for. Nothing else.
Should
They're not there to assist us to get around the route. That's on us now. So I think that within itself is...
It's setting you up to fail. So
It's
you
setting up to
fail,
fail.
then they turn around and they say, you can't handle it, you cannot manage it.
Because,
so therefore,
for
we'll
example, he's got 600 masqueraders. Relatively, probably will have about 10,000 behind him of crowd. Yeah, we have about 4,000 or 5,000 behind us. And as I said to you about musical control, now without the police there, it's going to be interesting to see how quickly we get around the route without them. Our security is going to be working double time.
Okay, so just to migrate on, because we're approaching the end of the podcast.
Okay.
Where do we go from here? What does the future of Carnival look like? Do we need to move it to a park or extend a bigger route?
Or raise the ceiling on how many people you can have.
There's already that ceiling, so that's not even future.
You won't
That's
go more expensive.
Sorry?
You won't go more expensive.
Well, the reality is it's going to be, inflation is always
It's
going to be
going to
more
happen, yeah.
expensive. It's only up from there unless something drastically changes or they answer our calls for some funding.
Because things like feathers coming in from
Every band needs funding.
yeah, you can't.
Let's be clear. Every single band. It's quite shocking to see how some bands have survived this year.
The smaller bands
Small
definitely.
bands.
This year especially. I don't know what's unique about this year, but it's expensive. Like my shipping bill last year from China was £8,000.
So yeah, even that, touching on shipping, like the war in Iran has affected fuel.
Yeah.
So now our shipping costs are higher and most of our products come from China.
Yeah.
So
And it's not like you can now retrospectively.
no, you can't.
You can't go and
increase
pick
the
up
You're
price.
charged
yourself.
already.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
we're in discussions
gotta
constantly
digest.
because there's three different methods of shipping, and we're in discussions about shipping some via boat, some via train, and some via airplane because there's different prices for each one, and like it's another dead cost, But saying to you, like when you used to come to visit me in the shed gluing, that's time. I don't have that time anymore to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's important to understand what you're saying is £600 for a costume. If I was to sit there and make it, how much am I being paid for my time? Because I have to do a 10-hour shift at my day job and then come home and then work till 3 o'clock in the morning gluing and then and recycle that until everything's done.
And that was the bigger picture for me as well. Why I took on, in theory, the second job, doing more design work internationally, is that I used to make every single one of our, all 900 costumes used to be made in-house, sewn, everything stuck. Once we made the move to getting all the bodywear done in China, which was, again, cheaper, but it wasn't just cheaper, it was the time that I was getting back. I could now go and do 3, 4, 5, 6 more design projects where I'm earning, almost a year's salary just doing that. So, because you could never quantify hourly wage doing production on that stuff.
Below minimum wage.
It's just, you're sitting there from 7, 8 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the morning again. It's like, So,
and then when you give the customer the costume,
so that definitely has been a change.
Because my sequin fell off.
Yeah. Things are not stuck properly, or if you've got staff that are not, as diligent as you are doing bits, it might be that, part of the costume is really good and other bits are, a little bit off. But I think you get the consistency now.
So, coming back, the future of Carnival, what does it look like, gents?
I can't see past 5 years, personally.
That's a lot.
And I was going to say, that's being generous.
I see the band number decrease by half next year. That's what I anticipate.
Considering that we're seeing a decline
From
in bands.
60 to whatever you said. I think that number's wrong what you said.
Survive.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Unless more bands, and that's what they're pushing for as well. More bands need to collaborate. That's what they're pushing for.
But that doesn't cut down your costs. You still need the same amount of trucks.
Well, if you collaborate, then you then pay the host band a band fee. Do you know what I'm saying? It's much cheaper than paying for your own 30 grand truck. So Wiley would give me a fee per Masquerader rather than having to worry about food and beverages.
Yeah, but it's not the same experience because you've got one truck and you've got how much 1,000 people behind you. So now,
so there's a ceiling on how many people you can have behind one truck. I think that's around 400 to 500 people. That's in my opinion. Do you agree, Paul?
I would say definitely no more than 6.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because the sound
won't travel as far.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So once again, what does the future look like?
I think I just answered that question, no?
Yeah.
You said you can't see past. Well,
I can't see past 5 years.
Yeah, I don't see.
But we also see that more bands will drop off and things will deteriorate. I think if there's
the red flags
not
are
good
there.
enough action taken.
The red flags are there because of I said to you, a lot of bands haven't launched or got a launch date
for this year.
Yeah, those are the red flags.
So we're less already, and then there's 12 bands still to launch. So if you say 45 and there's 12 that haven't, that would therefore mean there's 32, 33 bands going to be on the road out of the 60 that was previously there.
Right.
In 2 years.
I understand.
Yeah.
So do you see private entities coming in and having their own trucks on the road?
So I'm Mr. Sony. I want to now have my own Sony truck.
Yeah.
Can't
No,
happen.
you can't do that. So there's a rule where you have to collaborate on the road. I think it's an official rule, unofficial rule. You have to collaborate with a band for 3 years, 4 years maybe.
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like be
To
a
be a
private.
brand.
No, to have your own truck.
Yeah, but if Sony wanted to have a truck on the road, that's basically a brand, isn't it? That's not a band. That's a brand. And
So
they
if
do-
Spotify
Sony
said,
couldn't come in and just have
right,
their
hold
own.
on.
Yeah.
Spotify say tomorrow, you know what? We're not sponsoring anybody. We're gonna have our own Spotify truck on the road.
it just doesn't work like that.
No.
The only way you can have your brand on the road is by being with a band or sponsoring Carnival itself. But you're not allowed to have more than 50% of a brand on your truck.
Right.
It has to be integrated into whatever a band is doing. And again, bands have been banned for covering an entire truck in a brand.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be a moving billboard.
Yeah, that's what they call it, a moving billboard, moving advertisement.
Yeah. It's actually 1/3.
Yeah.
That's in the rules. And there's Notting Hill Carnival spotters around the route that take pictures of your truck.
So
So the empty podcast couldn't be on the side of our
we
truck.
could. Let's not talk about any of that. Because,
Oh yeah, Paul, we need to talk.
give me my hat back. Like mine said.
I'm
my man
going to take a
said
picture on top
I've got
of the truck.
plenty of space for you.
30% of the hat can't be. Shut up, bro. So anyway, so basically, we're asking about the future of Carnival. It's been 60 amazing years, and we want 60 more. So the short question I want an answer from everyone is very simply, what do you see being the answer to ensuring that our Carnival celebration is sustainable?
To put it mildly, in my opinion, the funding needs to come from above. They need to help us. And they need to help us now. I don't know what happens with the, as you say, 400 million.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the bands don't need all of that. We just need our dead costs covered and we'll be happy.
Which we've worked out is how much per band?
I don't know.
We don't know per band, but it's
Yeah,
roughly
you said
1
1 million
point,
something.
call it 1.7 mil.
Yeah, but 1.7 divided by 45 is not.
But what I'm saying is we don't know how many trucks will actually.
Yeah, but we said there'd be 45 bands. We did an average.
So it's about 1.2.
Even if you said,
1.2 times.
even if you
30
said
grand.
you gave every band 50 grand, Dean,
So 50
over a certain
grand.
size.
So 50 grand per
per
band,
band.
over 200 Revelers, for
Yeah.
example.
You could
Just
do it
to
on a
make it
you
easier.
could do it on a hierarchy scale.
On a scale.
50 grand.
Okay, so
That would-
so this is a something we can quantify and
Yeah.
measure.
That's what it costs
You know what the
me.
funny thing is? We're looking at the figures, but with the way the government has got everything set up and whatnot, I am pretty sure there are organizations, companies that have got haulage vehicles that are doing these things for the government. That could be part of their, like when they issue contracts, could be part of the commitment, part of their social value element. That, yeah, every year you've got to supply 2 trucks.
Of a PSR in it.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense why these are things that are not part of that level of conversation. Because local governments...
Because those people who make those decisions aren't sitting on the tables where them
Oh,
conversations
they're not concerned about it.
are taking place.
Yeah, but Dean, no offense, but Notting Hill Carnival, they're a great entity, but they don't necessarily check in on us. How are you doing? Are you surviving?
We don't really
Are
have
you-
we
are
don't
you
really
make-
have a voice. We're just
Are you making
dictated
money?
to, more so, I would say,
You know?
or we're fed information after it happens.
It's, are you coming on the road? Are you still coming on the road? Have you got everything in place?
So,
Yeah.
quick question, as you say that,
Yeah.
Notting Hill Carnival, the organization, how many times have they contacted you within the last 12 months? And what have they contacted you about, if you don't mind?
Probably 2 or 3 times about, and it's all been about registration and making sure that we have all our boxes ticked and all of our forms filed.
That's it.
That is literally it. We've had one meeting where they called it just to discuss the media release of the funding that Notting Hill was receiving, and I think it was a 25-minute meeting, CJ? 30 minutes.
How many times have you been contacted and on what premises?
Okay. I have never been contacted. The band has received generic emails regarding registration, re-registering, because apparently we didn't do it properly, and yeah, I don't think we've had any other communication. They always, and I don't want to sound like bitter. They always say their doors are open for us to contact them if we have any issues or whatever. But I think it should work the other way in terms of, are you okay? Are you surviving? Are you financially stable? You know, like, no offense,
The
like
next 5-year plan.
I don't have an accounting degree or a marketing degree or anything like that. I've done this from common sense and you're learning year in, year out. I think Paul's the same. We've learned year in from our mistakes and trials and tribulations.
Didn't even know I had to be VAT registered.
Yeah,
up
all of
until
that.
a certain
VAT
point.
registered,
Like,
and you
Aren't
know,
you classed as a charity?
no, we're
no,
not. We're classed as
we're
a
limited
regular
company.
business. Yeah.
We're a limited company. We've got to pay VAT every year. Got to submit our filings. No one taught us that.
No.
You know, no one teaches us how to find a sponsor. He's saying that, you know, sponsors go down the road and it gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Where do you start at? If you have a company that contacts you and says, oh, we want to put our logo on the side of the truck, you know, we're Pepsi, we want to put our logo on the side of
Or
the
any
truck,
other brand.
or any other brand, for example.
What's the going rate?
You know, what's the going rate? Where do you start at? You're nervous to even start at a high number because you know Joe Blogg's down the road, he's going to go 10 grand cheaper. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a difficult
And the crazy thing is there are associations or Alamos that have been formulated for that purpose that are being paid.
Oh.
All right, gents. I want to summarize now. We're very grateful to have you on the podcast. Thank you to
it's a
Paul.
pleasure.
Thank you to CJ.
A pleasure.
However, I would like one final. So, any questions from the rest of the guys?
No, not for me.
So, I would like one final statement from everyone, starting with Buddy, then to Sirelli, Wiley, Paul, and CJ.
Enjoy Carnival. It's still there. While it's still there.
I think it's a shame that we have to have podcasts like this where we are trying to highlight the facts of the reasoning why Carnival exists, what it stems from, where it is now, and sadly, towards the end of the conversation, talk about its longevity or the lack of its longevity. It's something that has been systematic throughout history where things slowly erode and disappear, and then 5 years later, it's not identifiable anymore by people who attend it, who created it, who are part of the actual creation of it. So, look, whatever we can do, as small as we are, as large as we are, to help with that, we are more than happy to give you our logo to put on the side of the truck, and that will bring, you know, the millions of people you need. But on a serious note, it's a shame to hear that. But thank you very much for coming today, letting us put that out there for people to see. And yeah, we wish you all the best. We will be there to support you. And make sure you wear your hats on the road for Carnival.
100%.
Wiley.
Listen, my thing is just very, very concise, really. Enjoy Carnival. Make sure you go out there and represent. Like I said, everyone goes Carnival for varying different reasons. Whether you're going there because of you've got the culture, whether it's in your culture, whether you're going there for the element of soca, whether you're going there because you want to see live performances from people from other sorts of genres. Go to Carnival, be safe at Carnival, understand the work that these people put in, because you're hearing the stories of what they actually put together to make this be something for us. So we have to respect what we have and keep it, but also know that it isn't something that just pops up out of the air. It's something that is worked on through a whole 12-month period.
Paul.
For me, obviously, I'm going to continue doing what I do. I'll always be an advocate for the culture, ensuring that, you know, we deliver a really exciting spectacle for people to see at Notting Hill. You know, we're all making a very valid contribution to Carnival. The only thing I ask is that the general public just, respect, watch us go past and create our spectacle, but just respect what we're doing and understand the culture.
Thank you, Paul. CJ.
I like Paul said, respect the culture. He's talking about judging point. they don't respect him there. But for me, I'm gonna do it till the wheels come off. I'm not gonna give up. I created Carnival Sunday for the children because I want my children to grow up in Carnival like I did, from the age of 5 years old, 4 years old. It's fundamentally important in our heritage, in our lineage, for not more so the children, but the grandparents. They can still enjoy it, and that transcends into Monday, where the cousins and aunties and sisters can come with their partners and have a euphoric moment. For me, the best, you asked me earlier what was the best part of Carnival, seeing everybody's face light up crossing the stage. If you put that in a box or a canned drink and you could drink that, it's amazing. The hard work that we put in is literally for that moment, and whether it be 3 minutes or 10 minutes long, however long it is, crossing that stage, if you could put it into words, I can't put it into words. I've come to tears on the stage, seeing my Masqueraders cross. So as long as I've got health and strength to continue and a few pennies in the bank, I'll keep going. This year's been really tough, more so than other years, but we always find a way. I don't know how, but by hook or by crook, we'll be there. And we have a toast on top of the truck and say thanks, because not everybody can do it, and I'm grateful that we are able to do it. Because to point out to you, as we discussed earlier about the bands that haven't got a launch date, God forbid we're in that position, and I'll be getting phone calls left, right and centre. CJay, what's going on? Why you haven't launched it? Blah, 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 blah. And luckily we're able to finance our dreams, and that's it. So yeah, as long as Carnival is continuing, I'll be there with the help and support of friends and family and my wife and Paul, because Paul designs costumes for us as well. I've got to give him a shout out for that. For the past 3-4 years, he's designed our Monday costumes, and he took on the role of designing an exclusive VIP section for our children on Sunday, making them feel extra special. So I'm forever grateful for that. But yeah, as I said, as long as Carnival keeps beating, we'll be there.
All right, thank you. It's been 60 years of Notting Hill Carnival, and to me, I think to myself, all those happy Carnival memories, when Carnival used to be on at the same time as WrestleMania. So I had to make a choice. Am I going to watch WrestleMania or I'm going to watch your costumes? I'm 6. It was really difficult. But being, do you know what I mean, 30 years old, what WrestleMania? Do you know what I mean? I'm now wrestling with myself, working out which band I'm going to be behind and what part of the Carnival I'm going to enjoy. The food, the drink, the culture, the music, the smiles, the happiness, the family, the collectiveness, the togetherness. What I love is when you meet someone in Carnival that you haven't seen for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years, and that magic, being able to experience someone in that moment where we're all just happy, is extremely rare, especially in London. It's extremely rare. So being able to experience that and see my children experience that and myself experience that, my friends and my family experience that. I'm talking about the people sitting around me right now experiencing that, the smiles. You can't exchange it for anything else. Literally, my boys know you don't even need to celebrate my birthday, but link me at Carnival, it's a wrap. This has been the Empty Podcast. And remember, if the glass isn't half full,
it's
empty.
empty. Yeah.